Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of Fly Plus Football's First and Goal podcast. I'm FPF Hall of Famer Brent Bodkin.
And I'm Quaysie for the ball.
All right, so
Nine-time All Star.
not okay. There you go. Exactly.
Hey,
Nice. Nine-time
hey.
All-Star now. Don't forget, eight-time champion as well, huh?
We're gonna go slowly. We're gonna approach it
Okay.
slowly
All
for the new introductions.
right. All right. Cool. All right. So welcome to the show, everybody. We have an action-packed show for you here today. So let's go, ladies first. Let's start with the ladies. The ladies division. Women's won the only division pretty much, unfortunately, this year, but I mean it's still action packed. It's kind of more quality than quantity this year with the season with the women's division. We had three games this past week that took place: Turf Titans, She Sparks, Wolfpack, also against She Sparks, and then Team McGill taking on Chaos. So one of the games was a blowout. We'll get to that one later. But the first game, again, Turf Titans against She Sparks. Both teams took part last year in the inaugural Women's C Division in the spring/summer divisions. Obviously, Turf Titans winning the Division C, pardon me, championship with the win over the Cavaliers. Looking to pick up where they left off last year again. So a big 15-9 win over She Sparks. Looking at the stats right here, Roxanne Waugh was the quarterback for the Turf Titans. Two TDs in the game, connecting with Yerling Constant and Daphne Valaquette for two touchdowns. Defenses as well contributing, right? So they got two interceptions. So Constant got an INT, and then Samara Fantasaco picked up an INT as well. They got a sack from Daphne Valaquette. So that trio they're really working wonders for the Turf Titans. She Sparks, Gabriela Brega, one touchdown passes, two INT. She did connect with that touchdown pass with Tabitha Thomas for a TD. The defense, they got a sack from Zitha Bini, but again, they couldn't get over the hump. 15-9. It's not a big score, not a lopsided score. It's a 6-point game, but unfortunately for She Sparks, they got a touchdown in the first half. All they can get in the second half was a safety, and that offensive drought really did them in this game.
Yeah, but they only scored 9 points.
Mm-hmm.
But last season, I think maybe I want to say week 6 or week 7. They only scored a touchdown in during that week. So they didn't score a touchdown for I think in 6 weeks. So it's improvement. The fact that they go into week 1, they only allow 15 points scored on them, and they score technically 7 because they got their convert, which is also an improvement. A nice little convert, 7 points, and they got a safety. So it's improvement. The fact that they could score at least 9 points going into week 1.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So I'm going back. I'm looking at last year, right? And their first five games, they had one touchdown. So
Did they have a touchdown?
they scored. So I'm looking. Sorry, my bad. So I'm looking at She Sparks. She Sparks. Sorry, going back to last season, they won their first game 26 to nothing over Humble, but then they scored 0 points, 6 points, 6 points, and 0 points. So yeah, so basically a month's worth of action, four games, they
Yeah,
scored one touchdown. So
but it
that's
might have been a pick six and not an offensive touchdown.
yeah, I can tell you that right now. Actually, it was against that's against actually Turf Titans. They ended up no, it wasn't a pick six. It was an offensive touchdown that they got from Norris Sass. Yeah, Gabriela Brega was a quarterback in that game as well. But yeah, you're right though. They struggled to score a lot offensively, even going to the second half of the Women's C division for this team. Right? I mean, they scored 2 points against the Turf Titans in their second to last regular season meeting. They scored zero points against the Cavaliers, and then they scored 6 points in their 19-6 loss in the semifinals to Turf Titans. So, long story short, She Sparks they struggled to score last year. It's kind of come over a bit this year, but again, 9 points is better than none, and it's better than six, right? So I mean, small steps in the right direction, I think, for this score.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And then, as we said, you're kind of saying they end up playing Wolfpack, right? So it is a
Yeah.
big jump for them because right, they play Division
Yes.
C. Now, I think we could say maybe Wolfpack is a Division B team comfortably. I think they're not in Division A, they're not
Yeah.
in Division C.
Yeah.
They're comfortable with Division B team.
Yeah.
So they end up losing that game 33-6. So it is also a big jump for the She Sparks to playing different competitions. So the fact that they're able to score 6 points, like we can't see exactly how they scored the 6 points. So maybe
Yeah.
it was a big six, maybe we're not really sure. But again, I think they're moving forward because this game could have ended 33-0. So
Well, that's it. Yeah, even defensively, right? I mean, they scored a touchdown in the second half, but they only gave up 14 points. So again, for She Sparks, like it's predominantly a new team, very few veterans on the squad. Again, it's baby steps, right? I mean, you're taking on Sir Titans, obviously Division C champs, like I said last year. Wolfpack, like you said, Quaysie, a veteran team. They've been around for a long time. They played in Women's B. I think they've even played in Women's
A
K,
ones,
but Women's
yeah.
One as well, Women's A, right? So they're a veteran squad with a lot of impact players. She Sparks, they need to keep building a little bit more to get to the point where they could really give a test to a team like Wolfpack. But again, they didn't get shut out, so again, it's a good step for that squad.
So do you think this actually benefits them? The fact that this is how women's one is compared to just playing those. Let's just say for some reason we didn't have enough teams sign up.
Right.
We know that Division C competition isn't all that. It's not going to be all that. So you think this is something that's going to benefit She Sparks moving forward? The fact that they're all going to be playing versus better teams that they would usually play against.
Yeah, I mean, I think so, right? I mean, you have to look at it from the standpoint of like glass half full, right? I mean, you play against the better teams, right? Like icy hot, so on and so forth, right? And it forces you to get better, right? I mean, you know it from playing on like a zillion different flag teams, right? Like you get better. Ideally, you get better as a player and as a team. The better the competition you face, right? If you face teams that are at your level or lower than you, how much you're gonna get better, but like not that much, right? You'll take baby steps, like we were saying. Like incrementally,
Yeah.
you will get better, but it's gonna take longer. Versus if you play those top teams, you know what you need to do. Maybe you won't have success this season. Talking about She Sparks, but they got a taste of the playoffs in Women's C last year. Now they know this year what they have to do to kind of not just get a taste of the playoffs, but to maybe pull off an upset, right? And facing these
Yeah.
better teams like Chaos, like Icy Hot, and so on and so forth, right? And Wolfpack is gonna force them to get better, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So we're on the same page here. We're
Yeah.
and
Uh,
then we saw McGill versus Chaos, right? Also
yeah,
last week.
yeah. So that game, I was looking at it earlier. That game was interesting. So I looked at the matchup. I was talking to Phoebe Gervais actually. So she was with Chaos, helped them win a championship this past spring season in women's two, and she's not on the team this year. But I was asking her about the squad, and she's like, "Yeah, it's most of the same girls like Gigi, Emma, Heidi, Allison, obviously." And she's like, "Yeah, this is going to be a good team." I don't think Noemi Almon is there either. I don't think she's there either. So that's kind of a big loss for
No,
that
because
team.
they're in their season, right?
Yeah,
So Phoebe
well,
plays
that's
for
it.
Miami
Yeah,
Cheetahs and Nomi plays for University of Montreal.
yeah, well,
So
that's it. Exactly,
they have a
exactly.
lot going on regarding
Yeah,
school, football practices and stuff like that.
yeah,
They're
like That's it. That's it. Because yeah, and that's the thing. I know we were saying last week with the fall season, it is what it is. You look around FPF. Are there less teams this year? Yeah, of course, because a lot of the college players and the university players in tackle and in flag are back in school, right? So naturally, there are going to be less players and less teams. But I mean, it's still the same veteran core, right? For Chaos, taking on Emily Adam, obviously a former guest of the show last season. She's quarterbacking this team now. Um, Good quarterback. You can't do much worse than
yeah,
her. Like Emily Adams is a really good QB, and for this McGill squad, I know. So I know last year, last winter there was a McGill team. I know some of the former McGill Martler hockey players were on that team, along with a mix of other flag players. Didn't work out so well. This is promising though. 13-8. I mean, they lost to a veteran championship squad. Pardon me, by 5 points. That's not so bad.
yeah, that's 100%. And you can see McGill; they're just going to get better.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
I don't think they're part of like the associate with McGill the school. I think they're still a club team. So I know this
Okay.
year Concordia is officially a varsity team, so they're part of
Mm-hmm.
Concordia. I don't
Yep.
think McGill is at that step yet. I think it's a long. Sometimes it takes a while to actually get associated with your school. So I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
now they're kind of in the stages of kind of trying to get that. But they have a deep roster, 3, 6, 9, 12. I think 15 girls on this team. So they're just I feel like they get better, and a lot of these girls are former FPF girls that play literally in the league, in co-ed, and also different club teams as well. So I think they have something going here, and as we said, to play versus a powerhouse playoff just won a championship to only lose by 13, to only lose by 5 points, and only allowing them to only score 13 points. It does show something there.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
100%.
100%.
Listen,
Listen,
again,
again,
again, we talked
again, we
about
talked
you have
about
all
you have
stars,
all stars.
Gigi,
Gigi,
there's Emma, right? There's Allison who's been in a ton of big games herself, right? Corley Leduca, another game changer on that team. Gabrielle Poisson, right? She's come over the last 2 seasons now. She's been an impact player specifically on defense, and you're going against a team for the most part. I mean, there's Anne Frederick, right? She's a baller. I've seen some of the Ophelia Richard. I've seen her name before. Anne Sophie Petrie, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Like there are some players on this team, but like you said, I don't think it's a group that's been together for long. And I think again, you lose to the defending champs from women's two by literally less than a touchdown. You're doing something right. The McGill
Yeah.
offense in the second half, they put up a donut. They put up all 8 points in. Pardon me. In the first half, they put up a donut. They got their 8 points in the second half. If your offense shows up in the first half or even one series, you actually win the game. But it is what it's a learning experience, I think, for McGill.
No, 100%. You know, it's also kind of always that makes me like it's a crazy stat. The amount of attempts Allison always gets to throw. She's always at like 30
Yeah,
plus.
yeah, yeah.
I'm always looking at
That
like,
is
oh, she threw
true.
the ball 30. Because sometimes I'm watching the games, right? I'm just like, and I look at the stat line. It's all her numbers are always high. It's like,
Yep.
you know, it reminds me of Jameson. I forgot his last name. Jameson plays for Tampa Bay. The quarter,
Jameson. Oh,
the
Jameis
quarterback.
Winston. Jameis
Yeah,
Winston.
James, listen,
Yeah.
that's the
Jameis
correlation
Winston.
because like
That's a. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second now. Wait a second. Are you comparing Allison to Jameis Winston?
yeah, 100%.
Wow. Okay, so so when the next time we're around and Allison's there, I don't want to get any daggers stared in my direction. This is Quayse's comp, not mine. I'm just saying.
Okay, but Jameson is not a bad quarterback. He's
I'm an
okay.
FSU fan. I love Jameis Winston, but yeah, I hear you.
He's
I
not
hear
a
you.
bad quarterback. But his stats, if you check his stats when he's playing,
It
he
is a lot of
throws the
pass
ball
attempts.
40
Yeah.
times per game. He's always at 200 plus yards. Yes, and usually goes like four touchdowns, two ints, three ints. You know, Allison's stats are sometimes like that. You know, but from my comparison, I don't know from the just for the stat, the amount of times Allison throws the ball. That's where I'm kind of comparing.
Okay, so okay, I'll give you that. That makes sense. I'm an FSU fan. Like I love Jameis Winston. I mean, they should have made a. He was like the 30 for 30 guy, right? 30 touchdowns, 30 ints, which is why he got the boot out of Tampa. I don't know. He's like the Giants' third quarterback. He does have a lot of passing attempts though per game, as does Allison. So
Sorry, I'm going to rephrase this. On the passing attempts, she reminds me of Jameson, James, just because
oh,
of the amount of times he throws the ball.
so not the ints. Just to be. I just want to make sure you're 100%
Sometimes
clear.
ints, though. I don't want
Sometimes
to.
ints. Okay, all
Sometimes
right.
ints.
I'm
That's
not gonna
okay.
lie. You kind of saying what we're both thinking, but all right, it is what it is. Again, listen, she's a champion.
Yeah.
She's won a championship. She's been in a ton of big
And
games. So
she gets the wins when it matters. And don't get me wrong,
more
James
often than
gets the
not,
wins
yeah,
when it
more often than
matters
not.
too. Sometimes he gets the loss. Sometimes he gets the wins.
Sometimes Jameis Winston throws the ball to the other team. I remember there was like a Monday night game. I think it was he was with the Browns last year. I think it's the Broncos, man. He threw like four ints or something like that. I'm just like, man, it's
Sometimes he's off. Don't get me wrong,
yeah,
but
it's true,
Allison
it's true.
sometimes he's off too. But sometimes when Jameson's on, he's on. He's throwing for 400,
That's true.
four touchdowns, 119. You're just like, yo, who's this quarterback? And the next week, you go back into it, and he has three
One
INTs,
touchdown
one
and five picks.
touchdown.
Yeah,
Exactly. But his
yeah,
passing attempts are always at 30 plus. And you're just
yeah,
like, at least
yeah.
he's throwing the ball to the receiver. Sometimes his receivers become defenders, and that's why the INTs do
Yeah.
come.
I hear you. Hey, listen, if I could be Jameis Winston for like a week and earn his paycheck and get to play
Oh, for
quarterback for a
sure.
living, I would. Trust me, a
Yeah.
thousand percent.
Yeah, no complaints for after. No complaints for that for sure.
So, be eating those W's. Be eating those W's, the Jameis.
And
All right. So weirdly enough, with the whole women's one division, so they taking a break. They're not playing this weekend or this week.
yeah,
They're back
so it's
in
like
action the 20th of September.
so it's like you can see on the screen, right? It goes from week 1 to week 3. So they get
Yeah.
an early. We call that a bye week. So they
Yeah.
get an early bye week, basically. That's
So
literally
a
what
couple
it is.
teams. Yeah. So teams like the Mercenaries will have to wait to see them. Icy Hot, The Rock, right? So I'm interested. Like we said last week, this is actually going to be a really fun division. Obviously, the best of the best for the ladies because it is the only ladies division this season, unfortunately. But again, a lot of big names, a lot of big time players, and I'm looking for like last year when we had on Ashley Longin, right? I'm looking for like some of those like lesser known players or even rookies to really make their impact this year and burst onto the scene because again, this is the cream of the crop for women's flag football, not just I think in Montreal, but obviously arguably in the country, right? So this should be really
Yeah.
good. I'm looking
No,
forward to it.
it's gonna be a great season. It's
Hundred
gonna be a
percent.
great season. And also, it's gonna be cool to see the bottom teams play against the teams that they would never play against as well, just to see how they're gonna
Exactly.
compete. And then you never know, maybe we'll get to see an upset here and there. So it's gonna
But I
be
say you see, and I'm saying like I said, like it's a learning experience. Like, as I see how can it come out and smack around, let's say McGill or She Sparks, most likely yes. But you know what, for those teams like She Sparks and McGill, or even it happens, let's say it happens to the Wolfpack or whoever it happens to, right? Mercenaries doesn't matter. Like use that as not just motivation, but to learn how the top teams operate, and then have that trickle down to your squad, and that's how you get better. You get better from when you lose games. You should be learning something from them. Same thing like when you win, right? You try to get better.
yeah, exactly.
There you go. Your dog agrees, so it's good. Your dog agrees, we're all good.
Yeah, yeah, definitely agrees. Definitely agrees.
All right, so let's hop over to co-ed. Yeah, co-ed three. So looking at,
Give me 1 second, Brent.
so yeah, no worries, no worries. I got you. I got you. I'll pick up the slack. I got you. All right, so looking at co-ed three here, right? So sorry, I was waiting. My apologies. I'm waiting for the schedule here to pop up on my screen. Again, another really competitive division here. So we had pretty much a full week of action. Why is this not working properly? Technology at its finest. All right, my apologies. I went to the spring season. I had one box for the fall stuff and another box because to talk about She Sparks and another box for the spring, I should say, to talk about She Sparks. Anyways, all right. So co-ed three. Here we go. Here, looking at the schedule. So no games yet. Sorry, my bad. There was one game. My apologies. Last Thursday, it was the Route Runners laying a beatdown on Big Steppers 25-6. So then that was last Thursday outdoors in Laval. Yep. So Route Runners with a 19-0 lead at the half, and they basically took the pedal off the gas, and it was a 6-6 game in the second half. So obviously, Big Steppers finally got on the scoreboard. So one of the rarities you see here in flag plus football. So you have a quarterback in Gabriel Gianetto who completed six actually of 21 passing for 56 yards, but he had
Nice.
3 touchdowns. So he completed 6 passes, half of them went for TDs. He hit Jean Philippe Levely and Virginie Perron with touchdowns. So obviously, good job by him. His defense helped out with a pick six. Actually, Gabriel Gianetto, pardon me, himself, the quarterback, got a pick six as a defender. So that was pretty big. His team actually got a total of, looking at it here, they got a total of 5 interceptions. So Leveille got an INT. Like I said, Janetta got one as well. Phyllis Moran and Alexandre Benoit got 2 INTs. So they got a total of 5 there. So they intercepted. So the quarterback on record here is Hudi Floriso, who went also 6 of 28 for 82 yards, 1 touchdown and 3 INTs. The touchdown pass he completed was to Jeremy Angelo, but I don't know who threw the other 2 INTs besides
Yeah,
Floriso.
it
But
might have
again,
been some sort of jersey, or they try.
yeah, yeah,
You know, I
that's it.
realized one thing I start realizing when you play co-ed three and stuff like that, and also Division Six, you start doing some triple quarterback options. You start doing some crazy
Oh
things. And
yeah, oh yeah,
maybe it came to a point where either maybe he kind of he threw a back pass to someone else. They threw it. The scorekeeper was kind of confused and was just like, okay, well,
yeah, yeah,
not the
yeah,
interception. I didn't know who threw the ball, but I'm gonna give the interception to the person and not to the quarterback that threw it.
yeah, yeah.
But you do see that both of these teams are new. Like route runners, I believe, have some former players that have played in the league before, just to see just by looking at their stat wise. Like Ansel Fee has a rating, Felix Mohain has a rating, but those are only two players, and Jean Philippe has a rating, and Francis Onet has a rating. But everybody else is a 55-55. So they have a roster of 10 players, and six of them are are brand new. That's for
Well,
route
the
runners.
route runners they played in the spring season too. I remember them.
Okay, but I,
They
I
played
guess
in.
they did add some of their players. They added new players though because
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
have 6 players out of 55, 55 going into this. So
Yeah, I've seen them play a couple of times. I've
four
seen them
players.
play.
4 players. There's some players that actually I thought I saw 55 play, but it's 59.6. But they have
Right.
I think half their team is kind of new going into this year. So that's
Let's
what
take
I'm saying.
it. Actually, so speaking of that, I want to say congrats actually to the route runners because they went 0-10 in the spring season. So obviously a big win Thursday night, right? That's their first win going back, well, I think ever in FPF, if I'm not mistaken. So congrats to them on getting that W.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, big steppers. I mean, looking at their squad, right? I mean, it's 6 points. It's week one, right, for these guys. So it's not the end of the world. Like, don't get discouraged. Plenty of season left. You talked about rookies. I mean, same thing for big steppers, right? They have. I'm looking at it here. They have one, two, three, four, five, 6 rookies here on their squad. So Jasmine Rossi, so I know her obviously. She's the one player I think with experience. Kevin St. Pierre's played one season. I've seen him play here and there, and that's pretty much it. In terms, a couple other players have a couple of games experience, but nothing huge, right? So pretty much two newish teams going at it. Again, Rob Runners getting the W there. Uh, Looking at the rest of the action here, pardon me, from Kuwait 3. So, one of the interesting things, there's no games until this coming Sunday, right? So this Sunday, Big Steppers are back in action again. So it's a short, not a short turnaround, 10 days since well, it will be 10 days since their game against Road Runners, but they're taking on a pretty good team. They're taking on the Mavericks. So the Mavericks haven't played yet, but we talked about them last week, right? Maya DeFazio is on that team. Frida Logano is on that team as well. Xavier Couture, Phoebe. So I talked to Phoebe the other night. Like I said, in Brassard, she's on that team. Shout out actually to Frida's brother Diego. He plays for the Lavelle Bulldogs. So I work well with Rob Campana, our former owner here at FPF. He hired me last year to do scorekeeping for the LaSalle Warriors for the Midget and Bantam game. So I live like 15 minutes from the park, so I figured why not? Scorekeeping is what we do here at FPF. Shout out to Jake Roberts too. I remember I mentioned last week Jake the Snake. So anyways, Frida's brother Diego, who I've met once or twice, he plays with on Gino DeFazio's teams with the Mercenaries. This kid, like he's a good receiver. I think he plays a little bit of rusher for his team. He was playing tackle, so he plays receiver at tackle, right? He caught a couple of passes. The quarterback, I'm not going to drop this kid's name because the kid I think is like 16. The quarterback was struggling. Diego came in pretty much, I think, sometime during the second or third quarter, and he just started letting it up. He threw a touchdown pass. He ran for, I think, 1 or 2 touchdowns. And this kid was like a baller. And I was like, because I remember seeing this kid in FPF, and I was like, all right,
Yeah, no, he's good.
yeah.
I actually got him to come sub with my 15-year-old when he was 15 at the time
Oh, nice.
for
Okay,
FBF.
okay.
When I had yeah, he came to play with them, and they were the same age, right? So it kind of blended right. But he was a
100%, yeah.
stud just from the beginning, and then I think I also saw him play quarterback in FBF too, as in one of the leagues as well, or he subbed in as quarterback.
Okay, okay, okay.
So he seems like he can play everything: quarterback, rusher, snapper,
Yeah, man.
receiver, DB. That's an all-time.
Yeah. Like 100%, dude. Like I remember sitting there, I was in the press box, and he came in. He looked all calm. First snap, he threw like a 10-yard pass, like on a rope, and he was running, creating plays and stuff. He ran for like a 21-yard touchdown. He broke about 4 tackles. I'm like, this is tackle football. It's not flag, right? And Diego's not the biggest kid in the world, and I came away impressed. I was like, all right,
And
cool.
I'm assuming he didn't try to dip, right?
No, no. That always that cracks me up when I see players dip, and I'm like, if you ever try that in tackle, you die. Like you'd probably die on the field.
Because he's a great dipper. That's why that's
Yeah, yeah, no, you're
he's
right, 100%, 100%,
a great
100%.
dipper. So it's
No,
kind of crazy.
I was just proud to see this kid. I was like, he's one of those FPF kids. You know, like when you see FPF Junior, and then you see these kids play. Like later,
Yeah,
I remember like when Juwan Edcho was playing the first year of FPF Junior. Juwan was a kid. I think Juwan was like 15, 16 playing FPF Junior. And then Rob remember telling me he's like, yeah, that kid's gonna be good. And obviously he went to Vanier for a bit. He played a bit at McGill. And now he's just a fly football player now. And it's like when I see these kids in FPF Junior, and I see them a couple years down the road, because I've been in the
yeah.
league for a long time, like yourself. It's nice to see. And I even
Mhm.
get more excited when I see these kids coming from tackle and playing flag, or in some cases going from flag to then trying out tackle. And that's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah. No, exactly. I have a few kids that play flag and now they're playing tackle this year.
Nice,
And it's
nice.
nice to see them. It's not. I wouldn't say it's a jump forward, but just to kind of see the aspect of tackle football and flag, because it's a big difference to a certain point as the contact, but just for them to kind of try and see if they like it. If they don't, go back to flag. But if they end up do like it, it does sometimes open up bigger doors, so they could get to play
100%.
get ball and new ball, so it's nice to
I,
see.
so I'm gonna. Sorry, I know we're getting off track a little bit. I'm gonna agree with you 100% on what you said. I was talking to Leo, so obviously Phoebe was at the field. Leo was with her, and Leo was talking to a player from FC Baines, talking about going from playing university or college tackle quarterback to going to flag. Right, and usually it's a big transition period for those guys that come from tackle to flag. But it's the same thing, right? When you go from flag to tackle, I know some of the kids I coach in my elementary school. I've gotten them into flag, and I've gotten some of the kids in at Sun Youth in different teams. And it's like I'm like, okay, two different games, some similarities. Football is football at the end of the day, but I'm like, I'm always gonna love tackle because I've done it longer. Well, no, actually, no. At this point, I haven't done flag. I've done flag longer than tackle, but I did tackle first way before I ever even heard of flag football, and it's like I think if you could hit, I was going to ask you about this. Like, if you could take hits and give hits and realize you're okay, because that's a big fear for a lot of the kids out there and for
Yeah,
the
well,
parents, right?
yeah,
How am I
parents,
going to
yeah,
feel after? Yeah, especially for the parents. How am I going to feel after I get hit? All the concussion talk. Yes, you can get a concussion playing football in a heartbeat, but you can get a concussion from playing softball, from baseball, soccer,
pretty much, yeah.
especially. Yeah,
The
exactly. Hockey.
higher rate, and it's probably going to be tackle football, like
Yeah, yeah,
thing,
yeah.
but you're still, it's still a factor where you could get concussions playing a lot of sports.
Have you ever got a concussion before?
Yeah, I have gotten one concussion that I know it was a concussion.
Right. Yeah.
Like where I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I'm concussed. Like it's. I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
I was playing at Greenfield, and it was my second year midget, and I remember where it was like, the thing is crazy. The craziest thing is that we're up by like 20, and for some reason at the time I was playing corner, and I was corner and running back, but I wasn't really playing running back. So getting to the point we're up by like 20, maybe 26, and I don't know why I even got in the game. It's like mid of third quarter, and our coach is running. We're running quads right. We're kind of learning plays. Running quads late, so I'm in the inside receiver, and all I have to do is kind of like a dig in front of the field. Everyone's kind of going straight through, and I'm just kind of sneaking in doing a dig. So I'm doing a dig. I catch the ball. The ball's in there. I see the safety coming down, and I see the linebacker coming up. So like
Okay.
they're gonna basically going in a sandwich. So I
Yeah.
go up. I still have I had a pretty good vert that I had when I was younger, and I still have a good vert now. Catch the ball. Safety hits me in the back.
Hmm.
Linebacker hits me in the front. Bang, collision. I actually know it's crazy. I dropped the ball, 100%. I dropped the ball, but the ref said it was a catch, and everyone's like, but I knew I dropped the. I knew I no, I got, my head was ringing. So I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
bang, bang, bang. I fall on the floor. The ball's out. The refs are saying it's a catch. I'm like, yeah, it's a catch, but the ball was on the floor. And then we're going back into the huddle, and I'm going like the opposite way. Like I'm not even like I'm literally out right now. Like I lost conscience for like a good second.
Hmm.
So we're going back into the huddle and like whatever. And I remember I'm just there, and I'm just standing there, and the lights are there, and my quarterback's talking, and I'm just like, yo, where the fuck am I? Like I'm so confused. And I still remember from this day. I'm just like, I remember I was just there, and I'm just like, I couldn't hear anything, and then all I hear is break. So I line up. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So we end up doing a pitch, right? And I'm blocking. So like, I blocked no one or whatever. I think we got like 10 yards. Then I go back to the sideline. I'm like, ask for like, I'm just walking to the sideline or sideline, and then I take a knee. And my boys are like, well, not my two of the players, whatever, two of my good friends. They're like, kind of like, you good? I'm like, yeah, yeah. And then our AT at the time, well, my AT came and talked to me, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I didn't want to. One thing I hated, and I think just kind of maybe it was the generation that I kind of grew up with. You never wanted to say your head hurt. Like it's just something that like
Right. Yeah.
you didn't say. Like concussions. When I was playing, concussions wasn't a thing. Like if your head hurts, like bro, you have a headache. You don't have a concussion. You're good to go.
Right.
So I remember saying I was like, I'm like, oh, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good.
Right.
100% was concussion. But that's the only time where I know I had a concussion from the 13 years of tackle football that I played. That's the one time I was like, yeah, yeah, this is definitely concussion. After that, like I never had something where I was like, oh yeah, I'm concussed.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Nice.
Yeah,
Never fun. Never fun
no, no,
concussions.
never. It's weird. But I remember like that's the one thing I remember because I don't remember what was going on. Like it was just like a blur.
Right, right,
But
right.
I ended up finishing the game though. Like I went back on defense after and I was fine. Like,
Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean that's it is what it is, right? Like I know I've gotten one before myself. I gotten two that I know of, and you get some smelling salt. You maybe sit out a series, and then you're back
yeah,
in, right?
exactly. Well,
Thankfully, all that CTE
yeah,
stuff
it's
is gone.
completely different now. Like now, it's like the protocols are
Oh yeah, they
again.
come
I
out right
always
away.
yeah, but I always found the protocols like percussions like not stupid, but like okay, well maybe someone like me, but I'm also kind of like dyslexic as well too. So when we do
Hmm.
testing and stuff, it's not the best thing. But let's just say example, it's like saying counting the months backwards from like, and then it's
Yeah,
always a
yeah,
random month where you don't even realize it's like March. And you're like, oh, what's after March? You know? So like
yeah.
testing like that, like I were doing, and I think I failed twice, and the person that was leading that was like, okay, well, when you get a concussion, you're gonna have a situation because you're failing now, so you're definitely gonna fail if you do have a concussion. I was
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I was like, true, true, but like I wasn't the only one that was failing. There was a bunch of other guys that kind of that messed up, and they're like, okay, well, maybe we'll do a different test to kind of make sure because it's based on you do a test to see if you could pass a test during concussion protocol, it means you're good. If you can't, then
Yeah,
it's
yeah, 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 for sure.
but some guys are bad, you know. It's like say spell your name, and you're like, let's say my name, you start spelling other words, then you know you have concussion. But some of them are just like,
Oh, 100%. I mean, the rules in place now, I mean, they are extensive. Like, I know in one of the games I scored kept this weekend for tackle, the kid had to come off the field. I don't think he even hit his head, but he got hit in the shoulder. And as a precaution, took him out for a play or two. He was fine. He came back in. I don't know. I think they're there for obviously for player safety, but I mean, like you said, like I know from playing even when I played tackle, right? I would shut up about any injury I had. I would shut up. Like unless I can walk, I would just shut up and I want to stay in the game or get back out there,
yeah,
whatever the case may be, right?
exactly.
They're there to protect us from ourselves, right? So I mean, I don't know. I think especially with CTE and all the other stuff. Like I know some guys that have retired because of concussions. Even when I was playing at ConU, and other places as well, junior ball too, right? Like,
Yeah,
and it's a serious thing, right? I mean, the rules are there that to help people to keep the game safe, but also again to help us from ourselves because if you don't speak up when you have a head injury, and this applies to FPF as well, to flag, right? Like you see a lot of players jump out to make a pass or make a pass deflection, they come down. Yeah, we're playing on turf, but you hit your head on the ground or the turf, you still hit your head, right? Or you hit your head on someone's shoulder, whatever the
yeah.
case may be. So I mean, yeah, the rules are there for a reason. Yeah, concussions are no fun. I'm glad. I'm not glad that I retired, but like I know the one thing I said to myself when I decided to stop playing tackle was, at least I don't have to worry about getting concussions anymore. I had
Yeah,
two that I know
or
of, and
yeah.
I played D line for a while, and I played fullback. I can tell you I've probably had more than two concussions than ones that I know of. Like I remember the last one I got, I was literally lining up against somebody, and I went to lunge for it at them. They lunged at me at the same time, and we hit head on head, and my head was ringing for the rest of the game. So
Yeah,
like,
no,
and I
no,
came out maybe like four plays later, and I threw up on the sideline, and I couldn't play the
yeah.
rest of
Well,
the game.
our bodies are not. We're not meant to be bashing our heads like that, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's like being in a
That's
car
one of
accident. That's
the
what
biggest
football
issue.
is.
And as we're saying, some concussions are worse than others. You know, some of them actually like they have a huge effect on you where you're dizzy, or even the next morning where you can't really see. And then there's some that's kind of like it's like nothing. You know, so it's kind of also
Yeah, yeah,
weird.
yeah. 100%.
But
100%.
kind of the last thing I wanted to get to because we're kind of
Yeah,
going on
we're going way off
discussions, but
track.
I know for testing, like for I had a game, I had my first cadet game that I was coaching, and the AT was kind of telling me they do a thing where they kind of have like say like this, and they'll point it, you have to follow it,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
see your pubes or seeing
Yeah, your pupils. Yeah, yeah.
or how it reacts and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So their test, I believe the testing is a bit more um, higher.
Yeah, it's a higher level for sure.
Yeah, exactly. To kind of actually see what concussion is and what's not concussion. You know, compares to saying, say the months backwards. You're just like, oh, okay, at least let's go like this. And if your eyes are not reacting properly, then you know there's an issue because you should be doing, or it depends how fast you go too. You know, like if you're like this and someone's pointing
Yeah,
at it and you're kind of taking your time looking at it, that's also a sign as well too.
yeah. That if you're really sensitive to light, like if you go, because I remember the first concussion I got, I had to sit in a dark room because we were in
Mhm.
Ottawa and we had to wait for the bus to leave. So I sat. I remember I blacked out. I playing fullback, and I remember I had to open a hole for the running back. So I got through the hole, and the running back, I could felt him. He kind of came off my back, but the linebacker came down. The mic came down and he hit me right in the head. Basically, it wasn't dirty or anything, but he hit me right in the head, and I blacked out for a second. And I got up, and I was like, "Why am I face first on the ground?" So I remember the trainer comes out. They help me get back to the sideline and stuff. So I remember getting back. I think maybe like 10 minutes later, I was flying on the sideline. But of course, like, oh, no, we can't put you back in. Surprisingly, because this was like 2003, I want to say, maybe 2002. And like, so I sat with the trainer back on the bus, and then before we got there though, she put me in a dark room for like 10 minutes, and she's like, "I want to turn on the lights." And when she turned on the lights, it was like a punch in the face, dude. It was like my head was killing me, my vision was blurry. And she's like, "Yeah, you have a concussion, 100%." She's like, "I knew it before, but now for sure you have a concussion." So anyways, just be careful with your head, no matter what sport you play, but specifically football, tackle, and flag, because you only have one of these, right? You only have one brain, and you got to protect it.
Very cute.
So yeah, CTE speech over. So let's go to Koei two.
Yeah.
I
So
had a
again, one
chance
game,
to. Sorry.
and again, only one game was played. I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. One game was played. Mixed to log. They beat no pads, no helmets, just balls. I was there in Saint Laurent. Ben, I didn't score keep that game. Ben did, but I was trying to peek over ever so often. So Ben McMahon. So I'll give a shout out to the quarterback from mixed to log. So Tristan Toussaint. Again, he was phenomenal in the playoffs. Picked up where he left off. 14 to 16, 212 yards, 5 TDs. His brother Lucas, 2 touchdowns. His partner in crime. This team is deep. Raphael Williams, Claudio, I called his name a lot during the finals. Orphalie Ann, Larry V, Gary P, Maggie Who. Like, this team comes at you in waves. Credit though to no pads, no helmets, just balls, right? Bruno Provencher, almost 250 yards, 6 touchdowns. Victor Rifiorati, 117 yards, 2 TDs. Yves Charbonneau, 2 touchdowns as well. Like, both teams came to play. Again, I was scorekeeping a game, so I couldn't watch that play for play. But I mean, this game, like, I looked every time I looked over. There's either a big score or a big play happening. I heard some shouting and some screaming going on when the big plays were happening. So this was definitely a shootout. Both teams combining for 84 points. Trying to find a winning score here. So it appears that a winning score was by, well, from Tristan to his brother Lucas, a 26-yard touchdown. For about, I want to say, maybe 7 or 8 plays left in the game. So congrats to Mr. Lodge. They won the championship last year. Their offense has picked up where it left off. But again, no pads, no helmets, just balls. They appear, if they could keep up this offensive output that they had, 40 points, they're
Yeah.
going to be a team to be
They're
reckoned with.
also they're also missing their best player, Touch Globe. He wasn't at this game, right? So
I don't believe so, no. Let me
I
double
looked at
check
the roster. He
here.
wasn't.
Yeah, okay, you're right. No, there you go.
Right.
So they
So
lost
this
by
game
four
was
points without their
September.
best player.
Yeah. So this game is staring because he's partaking in the Team Canada
Okay, yeah.
in
Okay,
Panama.
there you go.
So
Yeah,
I believe
yeah.
he was at camp during this time. So
Oh,
so the
okay,
fact
there
that
you go.
they're able to put up 40 points without him, I mean, when he's back,
Well, that's it.
he could
Yeah,
be a dangerous. Interesting.
I know coming up so Thursday. I know by the time this comes out, it'll be Tea Party and Flagzilla, and then Sunday we finish off week 2 with Kamikazes. I guess it's kamikaze in French. I don't know. Against no pads, no helmets, just balls again. So that'll be Sunday at Stade Bear. So I'm looking at this Kamikazes roster here. So Emily Adam plays for this team as well. Gabriel Lamonde, Effie Patron. Okay, they got some names here. Morgan Lafall, Rachel Shea. Yeah, okay, they got some names. They got some names on this team. This should be all right. They should be all
Yeah,
right.
Maxime Giroux.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
All right.
uh, El Shea, she's good as well. Yeah, that's a good team.
Looking at this Tea
It's a
Party roster
veteran
real
team,
quick.
so a lot of pretty much
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
has played
That's
here
it.
has
That's
been
it.
playing flag for a while. So
I I can't lie
I
though. I'm
don't
a true black.
recognize any of
Sorry.
the other. Oh yeah, and they have Maxime Gagné as well too. So this team kind of reminds me of. Um, Actually, maybe not, because Maxim and Maxim are both coaches at. Well, Maxim's at uh, on sick right now. I think that Maxim might be out on sick as well too. But yeah, anyways, yeah. But again, this seems like a good team on paper.
Yeah.
Um, I'm guessing Emily's going to be throwing as well too, so that's pretty good. And they have some studs.
I'm looking
It's
at
probably one. this should be probably one of the good, one of the best teams in Quad Two. I believe they played. I think this Kamikaze was a team that played last year as well, too, or maybe 2 years ago. No, 2 seasons ago, I believe. So I believe.
I think they're in they're in the winter season if I'm not mistaken. I believe. I remember seeing
Yeah,
that name. Yeah.
they kind of, yeah, I believe because Maxim Jiku played on Kamikaze last 2 seasons ago. So as in the winter, he played quarterback though. So I guess they made a change and they put I believe Emily's gonna play as a quarterback this season. They went 7-3, so I'm expecting them to go around the same thing, 7-3, 8-2 type of team going into this season.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So I'm just trying to get some confirmation on Flagzilla right now because I see they're taking on Tea Party. This game actually interests me because so guys like Alex Zalipsky, obviously he's a good two way player. Richie Moldesir is on this team. I'm just trying to find out if it's going to be Richie or Alex throwing. So I just messaged Richie right now. It's taking on so obviously with this Tea Party team band Dante, Mateo, Lori. Shout out to Lori, Emma as well, Leah Bigra. They got a lot of size on their team, especially with Leah and with Emma, right? I imagine it's gonna be Dante throwing the rock for the squad. So I think Tea Party against Faisal is gonna be a pretty interesting matchup. So yeah, so Richie's telling me right now. So Alex Zavlisky is gonna be throwing for Faisal, not Richie Mondesir.
They're only six. I don't think they're only six. I wonder if they're going to be more than 6 players. Or they're going to add on some
For
players too.
for Tea Party, yeah, I think they're gonna add on.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see a Felix or like a Phil Roberts on this team as well.
Yes. So where you see Ben, you're gonna see Phil. They were together scorekeeping on Monday, and see
Yeah,
LeBron,
exactly.
obviously
Well,
Dante,
yeah,
Mateo, they're all boys. So yeah,
yeah, exactly. So I'm surprised that we don't see him on the roster, but I'm
there's still
assuming
time. There's still time.
he's going to be on. Yeah, he's going to be playing for sure.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead. One.
Yeah, let's hop over to co-ed one. All right.
There's
So
only one team that is played.
yeah, Fifth Squad beating Lego My Flag. So there's a bit of an upset there, eh? For Lego My Flag. I mean, I thought that
Yeah,
aren't you on that team? Yeah, you're on Lego My Flag, aren't you?
yeah, but the finals, well, we didn't have a roster for like a month back. So I mean,
True.
yes, I'll give credit to
Fifth
Fit
Squad as well.
Squad.
You should. Yeah.
They got the job done. But again, we have a rematch this weekend. So I mean, I don't want to I don't want to say that the results are going to be a bit different, but
But you're saying the results are going to be a bit different. Is what you're saying, pretty much.
probably not going to be.
Come on now. Okay, so
But
you know what?
no,
So hold on here. Let me stop you. Let me stop you. So Fifth Squad, they were missing Celeste Chartier. She's one of the captains on that team. She's been around forever. She's an impact player. Salim Taye also wasn't playing, so they're missing some of the guys as well. I understand. You weren't there, some other cats, but I mean, you still had Paul, you still had Sanders, you had Adam Malinoff. We're gonna talk about him later. Yeah, Phoebe as well was playing. So yeah, I mean, it's not like you guys had a bunch of scrubs out there, right?
no, but we didn't have our full roster. And again,
Sure.
when you're missing, like I don't want to brag or anything, but I do call it defense. I do have a big impact in a lot of teams I do play with, especially for a team as for co-ed. Like
Yeah.
it's a bit different. I'm saying our team, our on pace on paper, our team's still pretty good, right? You have Paul, you have Maya, you have Sanders. Adam came in to fill in. You have Sarah. You have Phoebe also helped out. Brianna's a core player,
Yep.
and
Yep.
there's
Yep.
Jeff. But
So
I believe
Tamara's not there. Noah.
we're missing Tamara.
Yeah, Tamara Journo, Noah Groper,
Yeah, we're
Gabriel
missing
Long
Noah.
Gray.
Noah wasn't there either,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
we're missing a few names
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
that
That's fair.
that does make a
I hear you.
difference.
I'm just saying, like, Fifth Squad, listen, it's a veteran squad, lack of better words. They've been around for a while. I know they've struggled the last couple of seasons, but I've seen them when they've been at their top, and they actually are a good team. But yeah, you're right. Missing some of the players, including yourself, you guys are missing, doesn't make a difference for sure. But again, they were missing some players as well. I mean, yeah, missing you and Tamara Journo is a little bit different than missing some of the players that Fifth Squad was missing. But listen, a win's a win, right? You get them how you can, and like I said, you guys
Oh,
have
for
the
sure.
rematch coming
That,
up on Sunday.
yeah, 100%. That's what I'm gonna give you their credits. They could have came out there and played like shit, and they could have lost. And I could have been like, oh, well, my team is just good how it is. They don't need me. But no, they
Yeah,
came out. They scored 33 points. They only
yeah.
allowed us having 21.
Hmm.
They did. They got the job done. And again, right at the end of the day, only four teams are making playoffs. So one team is getting screwed over in this division. So the fact that they get the fact they took advantage and got a early week one win is huge for them. Because
Yeah,
we were
very true.
talking about it from last week, and we kind of said that they're probably the one team that doesn't have like they don't have elite athletes. They're kind of all of athletes are in the middle. They don't have that star player. So when it comes down to playoffs and making playoffs, we're kind of saying they're probably going to be the bottom team looking in. So if they can start getting wins, early wins now, they could be one of the top teams looking out.
I will say though Darius Lattimore, so I noticed he's on the team. He's good. I think he's one of the underrated players in FPF. Lattimore, he had 2 catches, 45 yards, a touchdown. I think if he's there the whole year, he actually had 2 pass deflections too to go along with 4 tackles. If he's there the whole year, he's gonna make an impact. I remember him seeing him last fall with Poseidon's Kiss. He's an impact player. See what happens. Looking at the rest of the schedule here, so the next matchup in this division, computer decides to be really slow. Um, my apologies. Yeah, so it's gonna be well. Yeah, you guys against them on Sunday. Okay, so before giving away too much, obviously with the roster kind of being more how it should be, do you think that'll be enough, or what else do you think you'll have to do to get revenge on Fit Squad?
Like the roster of everybody showing up on my team.
All right, fair enough. Fit Squad, let that be motivation for you.
No,
This is
no,
talking
sorry,
about trash.
sorry. No, I'm saying, I'm asking it. That's the question.
No,
Like,
no, yeah. No, I mean, so it's like so besides having your entire roster present, what else do you think you guys will have to do to beat Fit Squad?
oh, that's it.
That's okay. So, like I said,
Yeah,
exactly. That's what I thought you were going at.
we just need the thing. Our team is based on the players that we try to get on the team, and
Mm-hmm.
I think we're probably one of the best defenses. So when we have everyone actually there, we have a rusher. Tamara's probably one of the smartest players
Yep, it's true.
on the field as when it comes to making plays, whatever. So I'm also curious to see how my mind and how our minds are going to react, right? Because
Right,
I'm
right.
a defensive player now,
Yep.
Mitch, and I call defenses. So she
So no
also calls
offense at
defense.
all.
Sorry?
No, no, you're not playing any offense at all anymore.
No, I'm saying while playing on higher, like let's say tier one and like 5v5, I play more defense and I call defenses, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
she's
Got
kind
it,
of
man.
like she does kind of the same thing. She's a defensive player and she calls defense as well. So I'm always
Okay.
curious to see when you have like a female calling a defense and then like I'm calling a defense. It's gonna be I'm curious to see how our minds are when it comes to calling a defense and we'll see.
No,
So
that's going to be good for sure. I mean, listen, you guys are two of the top defenders in the entire league, so it makes sense you guys coming together. Ideally, on paper, the defense should be good. Again, Fit Squad, like I said originally, Quaysie's talking a lot of trash. I'm pulling for Fit Squad to win this game. Actually, I want Fit Squad to come out here and shut you up. No, I'm joking. No, but it should be a good game. I think. Listen, if both teams are there, let go my flag. You guys should be the favorite. But again, Fit Squad's a veteran squad. You got to go out on the field and play the game, right? You never know what's gonna happen.
yeah, no, 100%.
All right, so that's
Um,
co-ed's done. Yeah,
Yeah, towards
talking.
that woman's done.
Yes,
So let's go to 5v5 intermediate.
yes, sir. So 5v5. Yeah, so no games have been. Actually, no. One game got played on Monday. I don't know what happened. Green Monster and Backfield Penetration. So maybe there was a forfeit. I don't know. There's no score here. That's for
Or
5v5
didn't get
intermediate.
uploaded properly. So that's
Yeah.
another problem. Sometimes that happens though, because right now we're Wednesday, so maybe the scorekeeper just didn't upload it, and then again it's earlier. It's early in the season, so maybe some people usually when that happens, a team kind of has to either complain or and like, oh, by the
Right.
way, we don't see stats up. But since it's so early on, maybe the team didn't even realize. So it's also small. It's a smaller division as well, intermediate, right? I think there's 5 teams, 6 teams this year.
Well, I'm gonna find out right
There's
now.
five
Actually, what
teams.
happened to that
So
game?
I think probably a scorekeeper just didn't upload, or again the game got postponed. Either one.
I'm messaging Ben right now, so hopefully we'll have an answer before the podcast is done. Don't know anybody from Green Monster wants to reach out or backfield penetration. Feel free to let me know. Okay, so we pick up action again this coming Sunday. You go Green Monster and Griffin Nation.
Yeah.
And then Griffin Nation, that'll be Sunday at Sadie Baron, and Monday I'll be scorekeeping this game. And St. Laurent is going to be Griffin Nation against Blue Dry. So Fred Janot and his team going to be hitting the field. Yvonne Desjardins, former McGill guys, obviously. So that should be a good game. I'm looking
Serious,
forward to these ones.
serious question for you here, Brent.
What's up?
Would you rather, if you're a Griffin Nation, would you rather just play a back to back? Like, let's just, because you put on Sunday, would you just rather play Sunday and Sunday compared to playing
Yes,
Saturday and Monday?
absolutely. Well,
Just,
actually, no, not during the NFL season. No, I don't want to have any games on Sundays unless you're like in the
yeah,
daytime.
it's, you're right. Your first game is already 8 o'clock. You're already in it, right? It's 8 till 9.
Yeah, no, 100%. I don't want
You
to go
got
back
home
to it.
at 9:30,
Yeah,
10. The game
yeah,
would have finished around. You're already committed at this point. You're missing.
yeah, for sure.
So I'm like,
No, back to back is better.
sometimes I look at schedules, like it kind of sucks. You're playing on Sunday at 8 p.m. Okay, so
Yeah,
you miss the Sunday game, and then
you missed
all
the
of a sudden
Sunday.
now you're playing
Well,
on.
not the entire Sunday game, right? I mean, you missed like the
No,
first
okay,
half of the
but
Sunday game.
yeah, okay, but it's, again, you're missing the first half, and then all of a sudden now you're missing the Monday game as well too.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, 100%. I do nine
Right?
to 11 on Monday nights.
And you
Trust me.
can miss
Yeah,
both games, different locations. And you're
yeah,
playing at Stad Huber, then you're playing at Saint Laurent. Like, just
yeah.
get over with. Let's play back to back games, and then we're good.
I hear
And
you.
then all of a sudden, next game is on week 4. Do they play week Griffin Nation? No. Then you get a huge break. You come back week 5. And you play October 3rd.
Yeah, I know the scheduling. Yeah, it's a little wacky this year. Yeah, October 3rd exactly. It's a little wacky, obviously. It is what it is. Listen, man, you sign up for it. You get games when you get games. Stuff like that happens, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's like part of the commitment, right? Being a player, being a scorekeeper, you're gonna miss some NFL football. Unfortunately, I could say that from first-hand knowledge. Um, all right, so again, I'll try to find out hopefully before the podcast is done what happened to the Green Monster and backfield penetration game. I just reached out to Ben. I'm gonna try to holler at Darnell from Green Monster, and maybe even Vera from Backfield Penetration. Hopefully, we'll get an answer. If not, like I said, this Sunday, Green Monster. Hopefully, we'll get to play against Griffin Nation, and Griffin Nation again a night later, like Quaysie was talking about, taking on Blue Dry.
Yeah.
Let's hop
Right.
over to
Let's
five v
go
five
to
competitive.
competitive 5v5.
Yeah.
I was actually laughing about this, right? So we had Braves plays Hasdens, and the first thing that popped out on Instagram was they're like the new boys
Yeah,
are
yeah,
the
yeah,
new
yeah, yeah,
boys
yeah.
are down, right? So you see Jonathan
Yeah,
Senkel,
Senecal. Yeah,
yeah, he
first
ends up
name.
picking Joe Meyer he ends up picking off Joe Meyer playing as a rusher, right? So in my head, I knew Hasdens didn't win the game. Like for Hunter, I was sure they didn't win the game, but it made it seem like they was at least a close game.
Like it was close. Yeah, yeah,
They lost 58-21. When I saw the score, I was just I was like, oh okay. But I found that kind of funny when I was looking at the video because right away I kind of looked. I was like, oh, let me see what the score was, and I saw 58-21. I was like, oh, okay, all right. That's how the media is doing it for them. Even though
yeah. I
has
mean,
been it seems like they're missing some of their players as well. That's why Jonathan Sensigal wasn't even rushing for them, but which is funny to see.
it is what it is. Listen, let's be honest. Like again, this is a conversation I was having before, right? I told you, like I mentioned earlier with Leo, talking about tackle quarterbacks going to play fly, right? For Jonathan Senecal, this is his first season in FPF. Like I talked about, it's going to take some time, right? It's going to take some time for him to find his footing. 7 INTs is a great, no, not at all. But he did do some good things, like Kyle Shabbat, 133 yards.
He's a stud.
Jones was that. So basically, it's a bunch of like former U of M guys, except for Charles Cossat, who played for McGill, right? Like Bruno
Yeah.
Lagacé, he was a fullback. He played. I've called those games. He played for U of M. I think Jones Alexander did as well. Sean Boucher, if I'm not mistaken, he did as well, right? And obviously, Senecal, right? Senecal won like the Head Crichton Award. If you don't know what that is, it's basically the Heisman of Canadian football. He won it 2 years ago. Was it shaky? Yeah, for sure. And I did see the thing that they had up on Chris Rive put up on social media. First one was like Braves doing the Braves things. 300 yards, Joe Mahieu, 7 TDs. That's like it's a day in an office for Mahieu and those guys.
The second play was the pick six. No, the rush pick six.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
So it
there we
was
go.
Yeah, I
Yeah, yeah,
believe
see, yeah, see, see, yeah, my here, yeah, picked them off, yeah, right
it
for a
was a
touchdown.
it was
Yeah,
a bomb to nil, incomplete, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
second
yeah.
play was pick six with the offense at your point. So I feel like has-beens are like, okay, we got this, And after that, I guess it just didn't go their way. But again, they ended up playing the Braves. The Braves are again one of the top teams in Canada, probably one of the top teams in the world at this point.
Yeah, in the
Um,
world, yeah, I see the world for sure, yeah, yeah.
yeah, one of the probably top teams in the world. So it's not gonna be easy. And again, I don't see has-beens getting any worse, right? You kind of
Nope.
said the guys that they have. And again,
Mm-hmm.
tackle guys retire. They kind of step away from the game. They kind of sometimes they're looking for other sports, and a lot of them are super good athletes. So if Jonathan is able to kind of recruit some more guys, get some more guys more involved, this could be a really good team. I forgot when they went to nationals last year. This past come season, I forgot what receiver they got. I forgot his name, but he was a stud. And the fact now they got the player Carl Chabot. He was
Yeah,
also a
Carson Ball,
receiver
yeah,
too
yeah,
from
yeah, yeah,
Montreal,
he can
number
ball.
13. He's more of the
Mm-hmm.
more of the speed back, but he's a fast.
Yeah,
So if they're able to get him, they have the other guy. They can kind of get some more add-ons. He could have a very dangerous offensive team where just they could beat teams just by being athletic. 5v5 again. It's not like this team definitely could have been a team that could have went to maybe tier three and they probably could have did a lot of damage. But in fact, now they went to tier one. They're playing competitive 5v5. They're playing against pretty much the best teams in
The-
Canada or a good
yeah,
amount
yeah.
of
Well, that's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a team that has played very little 5v5 and in some cases very little flag football versus a team who are arguably the best team, if not in this country, then at least they're the top two teams in this country, right? I mean, and let's be real. The Braves are the top team in Canada. It is what it is, right? You could say did all the players make Team Canada? No, but I mean, I think their entire roster got invited to at least to the training camp to participate, right? To the trials, what have you. So I mean, it is what it is. That's an
yeah.
experience thing. That for has been like maybe we should take a picture of this. This is probably going to be the worst game or one of the worst games they're ever going to have, and I only
Well,
expect them to get
seven
better from
INTs,
here.
that's definitely going to be
Sorry.
the seven INTs is definitely going to be one of the worst. Like
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think
Well,
you're going
that's
to throw.
it. That's
I think
it.
seven INTs
That's
is
it.
like peak. I don't
Yeah.
think you're going to throw more than seven INTs. I think it gets better from here.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying. They're gonna get better. They can use this. They're all guys who have experience at least playing tackle and that, and like guys like Cassette who've now been retired for a while playing flag. Like the guys, like they know what they're gonna have to do. I expect them to be a much better team by mid-season, let alone next
Yeah.
year, right?
But again, yeah.
The the situation, the schedule doesn't do them any favors. They play Montreal Magic next. That's going to be on the 19th of September. So at least they'll have 14 days. They'll have 2 full weeks to kind of get their act together and figure out what went right, what went wrong, and take it from there. But again, they're gonna have AJ, they're gonna have Dan, Felix Boutin, those guys, Jean
Yeah,
Philippe,
yeah,
right?
but if you're looking at the league, right? The league this year, you have Braves, you have KGP, you have Montreal Magic, you have Raw Dogs. You still have pretty much everyone is good. You're playing versus every team they're going to be playing against is teams that are literally traveling right now, playing
Yes,
more competitive.
and have a ton of
Uh,
experience. Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So it's not going to get easier for them, but they are going to get better.
Yeah, for sure, 100%, 100%. You mentioned Raw Dogs. Obviously, Raw Dogs taking on KGP. That'll be the 22nd. So there's no action for week 2 and 5v5 comp. Go to week
Coming
three
back
again.
to
Has beens Montreal Magic on the 19th on the Friday in Laval, and then on Monday in Saint Laurent. So I'll be scorekeeping this game. KGP and Raw Dogs on the 22nd. All right, so let's hop into men's. Sorry, 6-on-6 tier 5 here. So looking at tier 5.
so again,
So
we only had two games played
yeah, technically it should
going
have been
to
a
this.
third, but
Sorry.
hey,
Oh yeah, but
yeah.
again, Jamaica side. Maybe that's a score. Again, maybe that's a scorekeeper that didn't upload it. I believe so. I don't think games. I don't think any games got canceled or
I
games
don't think
got
so
posted.
either. But anyways, the two games that actually did get played, or at least are on the website on paper, blowouts.
Yeah.
PSTM again, my top seed. They knocked off the Shockers, 19-6, and then TD Brothers for 32-6 victory over Vengeance. Going to that PSTM game real quick here. Uh, yeah, I mean defense dominated. They had a shutout in the first half. They allowed 6 points in the second half. And that's the PSTM defense, right? I mean, you have 3 sacks from Julian Salvatore. And I've talked a lot about this guy Jordan Lee again, another INT. So he's definitely one of the top ball hawks in this entire division. They did their thing. There's not much more to say about this. Again, Justin Corlard saved the quarterback, 10 of 24, 114 yards, 2 touchdowns, one
Yeah.
INT. He ran for a touchdown. Not much else
Yeah,
to say.
well, the fact that their defense only allowed 6 points, like they got the job done. Offensive
Exactly.
wise,
Exactly.
not the prettiest stats, but when your defense is only allowing 6 points, you don't have to have the prettiest stats.
Yeah.
Scoring 19 is more than enough. Your rusher did his job, getting 3 sacks. At the end of the day, you don't need to do more than that.
And that's it. And speaking of stats, there are no stats. The TD brothers were for 32, 6 victory. It says they put up 20 points in the first half. And that means they put up 12 in the second. Vegas only
Yeah.
scored 1 touchdown in the second
So
half. There's no stats to give you.
yeah, so I think we're gonna have a lot of situations where we're gonna see that. I think they're kind of switching the sites over and the way it's
Oh,
uploading. So I think that's the issue right now.
so you know what it is? So when I was scorekeeping on Mondays, this is I think the problem is. So I started loading everything onto the new app, the League Suite app, and then Ben was like, "No," he told me, "Let's go back and use the old app." So I
Yeah,
went
so it's
over,
like if you're
yeah,
using a new app, you'll probably get you won't get the stats. You get the game scores. You won't get the stats because they're uploaded to the new website, not the old website. That's what it
yeah,
is.
yeah. There you go. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So Jamaican bobsled team is Shockers. I'm imagining they probably played. So you know what? So when we come back next week, we'll update those games. So I'm gonna mark them down the games that we didn't talk about. We could touch on them briefly while going over everything else that happened. Well, some cases week 2, some cases week 3. Actually, no, in all cases week 1, I should say.
Yeah,
All right. So
that's the issue with that. And then we have going. So we have week two, right? Going
yeah,
into
yeah,
Thursday.
exactly. Some big games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you have
Gamblers PSTM. I'm looking forward to that game.
yeah, should
We
be a
talked
good game.
about it. The Gamblers laid a whooping on PSTM when they met in the summer season. PSTM obviously ended up winning the championship, but they want to get some revenge. Also Thursday, Illegal Alien against Puff Puff Pass. Sunday, Jamaican Bobsled Team, Gamblers again. All RBNB against Very Good Football Team on Sunday, and then Monday night in Saint Laurent, it'd be TGs against the Bloodline. So yeah, I'm looking forward again. I, I know Gamblers, PSTM, and also Jamaican Bobsled Team and Gamblers are looking forward to those games. Illegal Alien and Puff Puff Pass. I mean, I just like those names a lot. So I mean, we'll see we'll see what happens in those matchups here for Tier 5. Anything else you want to talk about for Tier
Yeah.
Five, or you want to?
No, that's pretty much. I think that's pretty good. I'm hoping as I think it's a very good football team is a very good football team this season though. I
Yeah,
think
yeah, same.
last 2 seasons they were not a very good football team. So
Nope, nope.
hopefully, because I think if they're not, I think they're gonna have to change their name to a very bad football team.
Or just, or like you said, not a very good football team. One or the
Yeah,
other,
so like
fine by
I
me.
think that would be
Fine by
I
me.
think that would be kind of hilarious if they did do that.
You
Because
know
then
what?
it's like then it's kind of like oh like, you're losing yeah because we're not a good football team so we already know we're not a good football team.
You know what? I think we need to make a bet with these guys. I think we need to be like, all right, listen. If you guys win more than 5 games, you have to change your name. But if you guys win 5 or more, then maybe we owe you guys something. So,
Yeah,
very good football team. Reach out to us, and we can make a wager. Nice little friendly wager on this, and I'm gonna put the over under at 5 wins. So, looking at the roster right now, very good football team. Yeah, Peas is on that team. Yeah, so Peas and Zach. One of you guys, I'm friends with the both of you, holla at me. We're gonna make some kind of bet here. If you guys win more than 5 games, we'll pay for something for you guys out of the FPF budget, of course. And if you guys win less than 5 games, you have to change your name to a very bad football team or not a very good football team. One or the other. A very bad football team or not a very good football team. Bet.
yeah.
Zach, I'm gonna holla at you, and Peas, I'm gonna holla at you guys as soon as we finish the show. I'm gonna update you next week, and I'll let you know what they say.
Sounds good.
Oh, it's some friendly betting here going on during the podcast. All right, so Tier 4, let's hop to it. We have
Now looking at the standings, so I
a
actually
bunch of games played.
yeah there's a lot of games played, a lot of teams, a lot of green, a
Yep.
lot of red.
Mm-hmm.
This is our biggest division, right? This is our biggest division. There's 33 teams.
Yep. Yeah.
So we kind of start off with a team that's on the top right now, Toon Squad, with a
Yeah.
great start, 2-0. They barely got through their first game though against the 0-2 Sourpuss. Right now they
Yeah.
won 34-33. So they got through the first game there, and then the second game they kind of had an easier time, I
Well,
believe,
no, I score
versus
kept their
Bible.
second game against Bible study. So they basically was Rocco Cristiano, his dad Mikey. Yeah, that game was actually back and forth for a while. There was a period. Again, so I was working that game in Saint Laurent on Monday. The score was like I want to say it was 14 to 14 and a half, and it felt like it just took forever for there to be more points, and they kind of came at a flurry. So Evan Vavinas, again, he played quarterback, so he snaps, he plays rusher, he played quarterback for Bible study. Again, Rocco had a nice touchdown on the sideline. He dipped, I think, about three times and detailed like three guys for a touchdown. You can see 108 yards, three TDs. But I came away. So Garner Ross, I've never seen him before, but quarterback for Toon Squad. He had a nice game. Like he wasn't delivering dimes, but he was kind of rolling out, buying time, waiting for his receivers to get open. I came away though impressed with Dylan Morovitz. Dylan Morovitz, like he just made a ton of clutch. He had two touchdowns, 86 yards, but he made a ton of clutch grabs for his team. His quarterback was rolling out, the pressure was coming, and Morovitz just found a way to get open and make a play for his team. Kendall Myers, a veteran, he had two INTs in that game as well. Avi Corman had a pick for their team. I just came away impressed. It was like a really good team victory. I know when both teams showed up, and I was like, okay. Well, I mean, I see Rocco, Nicholas Fawn. I'm like, all right, this team should win. But yeah, honestly, they just got outplayed by Toon Squad. Toon Squad was they found a way to make more plays and at crucial times.
Hmm.
Yeah, looking at the rest of them here, I worked the so FC Bing, so FC Bing got blown up by Team Ethnic 30-6, as you can see. That was on Thursday in Lavelle. So Team Ethnic, this is Belmont Lawler was a quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna double check on that. No, yeah, Belmont Lawler was a quarterback. He had five touchdown passes. Afdel Martin, 107 yards. Simone Dufour, 81 yards. David DeAndre, Henry Down. Guys have been playing together for a long time. So Marc Andre Senecal went like 9 to 26, 72 yards, one touchdown, two INTs. He didn't look that great. Fast forward though to Monday night in Saint Laurent, score kept their game against the Dog Walkers. I gotta say, I'm friends with Julian McLaren Thompson, Abdul Pierre. I've known these guys for a long time. I remember when they first came into the league, and yeah, they got smoked. They had a quarterback, so this guy, I felt bad for him. He hurt his hamstring, and his team was killing him. Osiris IP, I don't know what his last name is. It says literally IP on the score sheet here,
No
and even
problem.
on my tablet said IP. And Mike Batty, Babungi, another good guy. Yeah, they have no quarterback on this team. And so they were actually, you know what, any quarterbacks out there that want to throw in tier four, get at Julian McLaren Thompson. He ended up playing quarterback. He went 4 13 for 28 yards, five INTs. It was ugly. They were asking anybody if anyone wants to come and play quarterback, come and play quarterback for them. Because Osiris ended up hurting, I think, his left hamstring. He's gonna be out probably for a good 2 3 weeks. Even if they didn't, they need a quarterback on this team. Just they were down 32-6 at the half, and then they got outscored 25-0 in the second half. Marc Andre Senecal, so he didn't perform that good early in the week. Monday he performed a lot better, eight touchdown passes.
Yeah.
Tony
Well,
Lemire,
he went scoring 6 points, 57 points, right?
yeah, well that's it, right? Yeah, so there you go, right? Like 51 points more. Tony Lemire, I've never seen this guy play before. He's new to the league. He had four touchdown grabs. This guy looks like a tight end. He has great hands. He ran great routes. Ivan Salaman, who purposely sat down on offense for almost the entire game, only came on I think for the last series. He caught a long bomb for a touchdown. Tony Lemire also had three picks on defense. Charles Wong as well. I've seen him play before. He has some speed. He got the ball in his hands only once, but as a defender, he had a sack. He had a pick six. Karim Maggi, who usually plays with Never Overtime, Ryan Crew and those boys, he had two sacks. He actually prevented Julian McLaren Thompson from running all over the place like he likes to do. I came away impressed with FC Bing. I've seen them play last season. A squad like guys like Simo Preyna was on the team, a couple of the cats. They've added some pieces. I think Yvonne Salomon was just subbing. I'm not sure about that. I remember talking to him. I can't remember if he told me he's just subbing or playing the whole season. Hopefully for them, he's playing the whole season because he's a difference maker. Long story short, I came away impressed with FC being.
Well, hopefully they could
Uh,
keep it rolling.
yeah, let's keep it
From
rolling
scoring
here.
6 points to scoring 57 is a big jump, but let's maybe
Yeah,
no more scoring 6 points. Again, Team Ethic is a veteran team. They know what they're doing. They've been in the league for a
yeah,
while,
yeah,
but still now they got Reborn. Their next game is against Reborn Prospects, Glow Gang. I'm not sure who the Packers are. Not fast, just furious Brewers. So their next two games are gonna. The next two games should be a good challenge for them. Glow
yeah,
Gang is a team
for sure.
that's been pretty good this year, and Reborn Prospects is also a team that's been pretty good this year. So
Yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
they're
They're
able,
veteran teams too. Veteran teams,
yeah,
they know
if
what it
they're
takes
able
to
to
win.
keep up this hot streak that they just started.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking for Brewers. So Peace is the quarterback for Brewers. So Matt Korvack's on the team this year now. They've added in Millscaff a couple of guys. Yeah, reborn prospects. So I know Gucci's not the quarterback. It's McRodley, Jean Marie, 4 TD throws. I mean, pick six for Dudley Ignaz. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. They're always a team. Reborn prospects, right? They're always one of those championship contenders. A ton of athletes. Hopefully they can put it together now and go all the way. We'll see what happens with them. Dragon Magic. So I've seen this team play a lot the last couple of seasons. They actually knocked off the Studs. I was a little bit surprised. 31-24. There's no stats in that game, but again, Dragon Magic, a team that used to struggle a lot. Again, big upset win over the Studs. So that's good to see. Rum and Coke with a big victory, 38-24 over the Ball Hawks. Um, so I know, yeah, Dante Girardi, 5 TD passes in that game. So the main man, Phil Roberts, he had one throw, incomplete, but he caught a touchdown. Hunter Barrio caught 3 TDs in that game. So Richie Monazir is a quarterback for the Ball Hawks, right? So that's the team they played, I think, in Division D this past spring season. They did all right. Shout out to Ray Franklin, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns, but they fell short to by 16 points by 14 points, I should say. My bad to Roman Coke. So we'll have to see if Richie and the Ball Hawks could bounce back. Yeah, looking up ahead. Thursday night, Ayers University Glow game, like you said. Flag dealers against Uncle Rico's Riders, so two veteran teams there. Bible study, they look to get into the win column. They take on Chomny Cho. Chomny Cho is coming off a win, like you said, 38-25 over Not Fast, Just Furious. Sunday, we got Dog Walkers and Briscoe Hawks, so hopefully the Dog Walkers can figure out a quarterback situation or an answer to the quarterback situation by then. Texas Wales Voodoos, Team Ethnic, on Monday nights taking on Uncle Rico's Riders. So again, two veteran teams, and Ayers University against Voodoo on Monday in Saint Laurent. I'll be scorekeeping that game. That's going to wrap up week 2 here for Tier 4.
Should be a big week two. Should be a fun week
Yeah,
two.
definitely, definitely.
I think this division again. We were talking about it. Tier four, 33 teams. Only
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
only two in playoffs. I think.
Two out.
But it's gonna be interesting again, and you don't want to start. You don't want to start bad, right? So you have Sourpuss that start 0-2.
Yeah,
They're
yeah, yeah,
definitely
yeah,
gonna want to try to start winning some games, because again, it's only 0-2, but it's the fact that only 24 teams make playoffs, right? So
yeah.
there's 11 teams that don't make playoffs. So the more losers you have, you put yourself in a worse position. Also, it might come down for points against. So you don't want to get blown out too bad. It's dog rockers, right? Your first game, you guys are 0-1. You guys lost 657, so you've allowed
57.
the second most points right now going to the season.
Yep.
But Sourpuss allowed 60, but they played two games. So you always want to make sure, especially in this division, that you don't allow a lot of points. Because if you're going to lose, like at least lose, but don't allow 50, 60 points. If you guys
Yeah, that's
could,
it. Exactly,
because you
exactly.
might come down to when you're week 8 and week 9, you're kind of going to look back and be like, wow, in week 4, we could have we could have saved ourselves from allowing 40 we could have saved ourselves from allowing 4 points by allowing 30. We threw a pointless pick six to another team when we were down by 20. We had nothing to lose. So just something to look at because
Mm-hmm.
you'll be surprised how many times teams end up not making playoffs because they thrown that extra pick six or they didn't score the extra point or just little things that you only realize later in the season.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so let's go to tier three. So we talked about one blowout, obviously here in tier four with the Dog Walkers losing big to FC Bing. For tier three, there were 6 games. 5 of them were blowouts. TBD beating Pasta Arabiata 42-6. It's a little funny. So I remember Pasta Arabiata. They were Pasta uh, Aribat. Yeah, Pasta
Yeah, they won.
Aribat in tier four last year. They went 7-3. They lost in the first round. Now they move up. They move up a tier. They get smoked 42-6. So not a good look. But again, it's one game.
They played last year or in the winter season.
No, last fall season. I'm talking about. They play in the winter
Okay,
season too, but I'm just talking about like from fall to fall.
okay, okay.
Yeah, because they changed the name this time around. Mama's Boys, so Richard Montezir, they beat Win Diesel 32-13. At first, I was like, wow, okay, but then I realized Win Diesel didn't have the quarterback Will Seabag,
Yeah.
so that makes a big difference. It is what it is. Shout out to Richie again, 4 touchdown passes in that game. So Oscar McAvor, who's usually a receiver, plays some defensive back as well. He went 6 of 20 for 127 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 4 INTs. They scored 0 points in the second half again, losing 32
It was a close game first half.
at halftime.
Second
Yeah,
half,
yeah, that's
it
it.
was
And
just
then 19-0 in the second half.
yeah.
I saw Gabe D'Amico Mazza, so one of the KGP OGs who played for Win Diesel in that game. He had a touchdown, but again,
Same with Farm too. Farm
yeah,
also.
Brendan Parham, yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. So D'Amico Mazza had a sack, Parham had a tackle on defense. Yeah, so again, yeah, they'll get back. They'll get back. We'll see back, and I expect Win Diesel to be one of those competitive teams. Bruins 46-26, so a 20 point victory over Mutation. Stim U 51-12 victory over Mofos. Jagerbomb blew up the old Pats. I have no idea how Jagerbomb's in tier three, but whatever. They beat the old Pats 42-24. The one close game. So I was looking at this. So I had a chance. I was in St. Laurent again on Monday. It was on the opposite field, so I tried to watch what I could. Killer Rays with a heartbreaking 32-31 victory, well, delivering heartbreak to the Hustlers. Tyler Bianchi, 3 TD passes, 2 rushing TDs. He actually got the game winner on a 21-yard rushing TD to win the game for his squad. His main target, his main man, Curtis Ryan, 3 catches, 88 yards, 2 TDs. Curtis Ryan's a guy I've seen him play a lot. He should be playing in a higher division. I know he's obviously Killer Rays. They've been through a lot of the lower divisions. Now they're making their way up. Curtis Ryan's like at least a division two/tier two player. He's good. Alec Gregoire had 4 catches, 61 yards, 3 TDs for the Hustlers, but again, they just fell a little bit short. Again, impressive win for the Killer Rays. Again, making the move up to now to tier three. We have to see if this is gonna. I think I got to go back to last season and check. I believe 'cause I know I played tier three. I think they were in tier three last year too. I'm gonna check that in a few minutes. Anything else stand out to you for from tier three this past week?
Not really, to be honest with you. Again, I think you kind of talked about it. Same thing as we're talking about when Diesel, they're missing their quarterback. Also, also past the fact that they lost by 36 is kind of crazy. The fall season they went 7-3, and then winter season they went 8-2. Even though they played Division 5B, so maybe Tier 3 it's a big jump for them, or maybe
Yeah,
TBT
yeah,
TBT is probably maybe it's one of the best teams. Again, it's only week one, so it's kind of hard to decide, kind of hard to look at. We talked about how Juggerbomb is in Tier 3. I think the issue is with Juggerbomb is that I think tier three might be a bit too easy for them, but tier
tier
two
two's too hard.
would be a
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
too hard.
yeah,
You need like
yeah,
a 2.5. I think 2.5
yeah,
will fit just perfectly. I think
yeah.
Juggerbomb is one of those powerhouse teams that are going to go probably 8-2, maybe even 9-1. They're probably one of the most veteran teams going into them, going into this. Again, Win Diesel, Brewers, Brewers, Juggerbomb, probably one of the top three teams I would want to say going into this division. So I
Okay.
think it's to a point where tier two is going to be too easy for them, too hard for them, and then tier three is like it's good. They're going to have some easy games. They're not going to win all
Right,
their games,
right.
but also two. So we have like a tier 2.5.
Uh-huh.
It'd be something.
Yeah, 100%. I'm looking at the roster now. So I know Jean Felix Daluz, like always the top receiver on Jager Bomb. Simone Deschez, number one target for multiple years. He's not. Oh no, he is on the roster. My apologies. He's there. Shout out to Yannick Donston. Yannick Donston's been in FPF, I think, as long as I have. Good dude. Used to be part of the media family, so I'm glad to see he's back here. Laurent Foucault, Jeremy Lavoie, Patry, a lot of the same guys. Felix Fontaine, Larouche. It's the same roster. You're right, though. I think they're probably a bit too good for tier three. Although I mean, it's not to say they're gonna win a championship. Right? They still have to go on. They're a team that usually gets past the first round of the playoffs,
Yeah,
struggles to get to the second or
they're
third
just
semis.
they're just a veteran team. So when they play versus a team that's not as experienced as they are, again, you have
Yeah.
the I think the two core people you do have is Simon and Jean Felix. I think
Oh,
those are
100%. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
kind of their connections been there for a while since I was
Yeah.
playing on the
Yeah. As I was
brotherhood
saying before. Yeah. Yeah.
back in like 2014. I think one of our opponents were the Jugger Bombs back in like Division like 5 or something like that. So they've been playing around for a while, and sometimes in flag, experience does beat talent.
Oh, for
And
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Jugger Bomb, they are getting older. A lot of they've gotten some new guys, but their core is probably in I want to say in their mid 30s. And then so when they
Mm-hmm.
play versus a team that's in their mid 20s, maybe the team is more athletic than them,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
experience beats athletic a lot of times playing flags.
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing they do have as a big advantage for them.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be interesting to see because right, they're playing a team that's younger than them and more athletic, and when Diesel, but when Diesel again, it's a team for the most part. I mean, I assume Brendan Parham and Gabe D'Amico Mazza aren't going to be there the whole year, but even if they are, we'll see Bag and the rest of his team. They've been together for a couple of seasons now, right? So they're facing Jagger Bomb this Sunday. Beer Belly Brigade. So this is kicking off the week two action. Beer Belly Brigade is playing Mutation. That's taking place tomorrow night on Thursday. I was on the FPF Facebook page earlier today. It seems like a weekly thing. Beer Belly Brigade's missing players every week. So they already had the hey, if anyone's available to play, come out and play. Post on Facebook. So we'll have to see who says yes to that. I'll actually check in a few
Shows up.
seconds. Like Gross Larves taking on Sugar Daddy. So Jared Buck and the crew. Happy to see them back. They're actually back. So that's Friday. Jared Buck and them are back, and actually Sunday as well as they play. I was gonna say play host for their home team, but no. Sugar Daddy's against Old Pats on Sunday, and then to finish off the week two action on Monday night in Saint Laurent, it's gonna be Black Vipers taking on the Bruins. So that should be pretty good. I'm looking at this Black Vipers squad right now, and Benjamin Carley, I've seen him play. This guy can ball. He's very underrated. Theo Cleach is on that team. I've seen him play. Vincent Richard. Yeah, they have some players. This is gonna be an underrated team, Black Vipers. They have some size and they got some playmakers.
That should be a good game. It's also nice. It's the thing that's kind of like interesting when we go into week one. Like you don't know like who's gonna perform well. Like we do know the names, right? We do know the team. Black Vipers, the
Mm-hmm.
team. I think in the second,
Yeah, yeah,
third
yeah,
year or
yeah.
fourth team they're coming in, but now they're in tier three, right? Black Vipers started in tier four, I want to say. Like yeah, so they dropped down in division. So now they're
Mm-hmm.
playing versus more higher quality teams as Bruins, Jugger Bombs, Snowden Devils is also a team that started
Mm-hmm.
Black Vipers as well. Team Sexy, so it's gonna be interesting for them when they play versus teams that they're used to playing, but also when they play versus newer teams that they're not used to playing because they made that jump into that division.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's hop over to tier two. So looking at tier two, so two games have been played so far. The first one was a blowout, 34-0. So Camping Boutin. So I think that's Marc Andre Reeves' team. I guess it's named after Victor Boutin, their snapper. They knocked off Flag Slayer Corp 34-0. Looking at this, yeah, Marc Andre Reeves, 5 touchdown passes in the game. Victor Boutin, 2 TDs, receptions. Marvin Renard, Joy Natero, Mikael Fore, or Force, whatever,
That's That's a
touchdowns.
crazy stat line. Eight
Yeah,
for 35 for
yeah,
88
Ryan
yards.
Caruth, man. Yeah, that's yeah. So I'm looking at it here. Yeah, yeah, 8 for 35, 88 yards. Like I said last week. So Rami Abu's not on the team, at least not yet. And Matt DeSouza does not play for these guys. So that losing the two best players. So I know they added Mark Haddad and Eric Hamparsumian. Those guys usually playing on like a lower divisions team. I think with Flag Dealers, if I'm not mistaken. Those guys can play. I've seen
Yeah,
them play.
well,
They both can play, man.
if
I
you're
swear.
checking this roster, right, the tier two cap is 510. Their total is 410 and 427. So they definitely were
Wow.
missing a good amount of their players. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think this is next to the roster. I think they're missing two or three of their studs. So
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why they had the stats they had. And then they played a pretty good damn camping team, right? You
Yeah,
had
yeah, yeah, for
Marc
sure, for
Andre,
sure.
you had Emil, you had Felix, you had Joey, you had Serge also on this team as well
Yeah,
too. You
Serge
know,
Pilon, exactly, Hall of
there's
Famer. Yep.
Surge in the tier two team is something you don't really see as
Yeah,
often.
that's it.
And they
That's
play
it.
versus
Yeah.
a veteran team, you know, and if you don't come in a full roster, and especially in this division tier two, like
Yeah.
this is what's gonna happen. I'm surprised he didn't throw any picks either, right? He went 8 for 35, 80 yards, zero INTs, but zero touchdowns. That's kind of crazy. That's why I think that's a crazy stat line because you would assume that he would throw at least one or two picks, you know, but no, he didn't throw any no INTs.
I mean, the other side of that is you can look what they did on a fourth down, right? I mean, on fourth down they had 6 attempts, and they went. I think believe it has 1 for 6. I think on fourth down. So no ints, but you're turning over the ball at least
Yeah,
five
100. But
times.
like to throw 35 balls,
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
throw INT, you know, and
Especially
just
considering who the quarterback is. I hear you. I hear you.
yeah, you would
All right.
assume like maybe you would force one up there and get picked off, but no.
Yeah, hey, it is what it is. So credit for no picks. Final matchup of week one was Idaho U the Pimps. So IU this time instead of UI, knocking off Hard Eight. So Jeff Rosenblatt and the crew 38-33. That was this past Sunday at Statty Bear. I was looking at this. So like Justin White 2 TDs, Manuel Lardois TD, Danik Colom the usual suspects TD, James. So James Nguyen actually got the game-winning touchdown in this matchup. Jeff had 5 touchdown passes. Adam Malinoff had a touchdown. So Adam Malinoff, Jacob Saxner, Sam Prez, these are all guys that played on Snowden Deli Deegans this past season. Again, the team they went 10-0 and they lost in the finals, unfortunately, to Rick and Marty. I know Sam Perez has played with Jeff before, but Malinoff and Sasser, those are guys that haven't played as much, so kind of moving up from a lower division now they're playing in Tier 2. A heck of an effort. I mean, losing by 5 points to a veteran squad like Idaho Ute Pimps, nothing to hang your heads over. Like I said, Nguyen got the game winning touchdown actually on the last play of the game, a 1 yard touchdown pass from Brady Hennessy. And so congrats
Yeah. I see
to Idaho.
there was a flag on Sanders for a gain of 16 yards. I'm
Yeah,
guessing a
it
pass
says PR. Yeah,
interference,
exactly.
which
Yep.
gave Idaho one
The ball at
last
the
play.
one.
So I'm assuming
Exactly.
that was the last play. They end up getting a flag
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
that's it. Yeah,
ball,
yeah. So they
and then
give
they
him the
got
ball at the
one.
one, and it's easy punching from there. Coming up, so Les Verge Fall again, a team that I've been saying time and time again that they have their full roster. I expect big things. They're taking on Flag Slayer Corp on Friday to kick off week two, and then they're back in action on the Sunday. They're playing Jeff Rosenblatt and Hard Eight in Saint Laurent, pardon me, Stady Bear, and to finish off Monday night at Stade the Soccer, so in Papineau, two OG teams. So it's KGP Originals against Idaho Utah. So Phil Cutler against Brady Ohanassian. So that should be a pretty good matchup, I think.
Yeah. Talking about the Verge full, they are missing Guillaume Delan. He's with Team Canada, so
Yeah, yeah,
that's
well,
going to
yeah,
be a big.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. So Guillaume won't be there. Same thing even for Montreal matchup. AJ is going to be out of town. Jean's lead for like party crashers and all that. All those guys are going to be missing. So
We're
we'll
gonna
have to see.
missing. We're gonna be missing
James
some big
Drysdale for the
pieces.
Braves.
It's gonna be interesting to see what teams
Hmm.
can do without one of the best
Yeah.
players as well.
I mean, some teams will be able to adjust, right? It's not the first time, but yeah, other teams not so much. But we'll see.
Yeah,
For the
I'm
first
saying for
fall,
the
yeah,
Versatile, the
yeah,
issue is not having their best players, right? So
yeah,
they're
yeah.
starting
That's
off
it.
the
Yeah.
season. Their main, I
Francois
believe
Chabot as
they're
well too.
there for yeah. Milan's missing at least he's missing the Friday and the Sunday,
Yeah,
so they're not going to be their best players. So hopefully they get a sub that's able to replace him.
that's it. Yeah,
Because again, you want to start off. So want to start. We want to start off winning games. You know,
yeah.
again,
That's it. That's it.
only one team doesn't make the playoffs here. So again, so if you can get some early wins instead of early
Yeah,
loses, it's gonna make a difference. It's gonna make a big
for sure,
difference because I
for
think
sure.
they're probably one of the teams that are going to be at around the bottom top five. So they're going to if they could maybe win a game or two games without their star player, it's a good start for them.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so tier one, no games haven't played yet. Unfortunately, the action kicks off tomorrow though. The infantry, so team you know a lot about, taking on ECW. So ECW did not play in the spring season. They had a successful winter season in Division Two. Jeremy White was the quarterback of the year. 63 touchdown passes, only 6 INTs, 72% completion percentage. Pardon me. So he makes his return after having a season off, taking on infantry. So Kevin Wyatt always emerging in the crew. And Child Please is playing back-to-back games. So they have the Braves on Friday, but like we said, James Drysdale will not be there along with a couple other players. So that'll definitely work out to Child Please's advantage. And then Child Please is playing Sunday against the Infantry. So let's take a little look
That's
here. So yeah, two big
two
games for
huge
Child
games.
Please. Child Please obviously they usually fins up right. Willpower Squad. So James Langshaw, Dondre Board, Andrew Grant, Max Sindori, all those cats, right? Veteran squad. Do you? I want to ask you. Do you think they'll be able to knock off the Braves again? The Braves will be missing Drysdale. Uh, does Guillaume Bellon? No, Guillaume Bellon is not playing the team obviously since he's on
Yeah, so
IR.
they're gonna. Well, as I see, it seems like their roster only six guys. I think
Yeah,
Braves are gonna be their full roster. I believe they're usually 10 or 11. So they're gonna be missing Drysdale. They're gonna be missing.
Chevalier, JD Chevalier won't be there.
No, JD's there. JD's not on together.
Yeah, is that? Oh, my bad. Thought it was. Okay.
He's not there. So they're gonna be missing Phil Fahan,
Yeah, thank you.
James
That's sorry. Phil
Drysdale.
Ferraz. Sorry, you're right. You're right.
Um,
You're right.
they're gonna be missing Benas. I believe they're gonna be missing three of their main
Well,
guys that use
Bellon,
on
I
the
think
team.
Bellon's playing for Levers Fall, right? I don't think he's playing for the Braves.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true. Oh no, that's tier. No, that's tier. That's isn't that tier? We're talking about tier one.
Yeah, okay, no, so, yeah, okay, so Levers Fall in tier
Yeah,
two.
tier
Okay,
one.
so
The very
yeah,
pro
so
is tier two.
it's all blending together now. All right, fair
Yeah,
enough. Yeah. Okay, so
yeah.
Guillaume Bellon as well.
So
Yeah, you're right. So that's
yeah, so
missing
they're
three
missing
pieces.
three of their main core, but I think I think they're gonna be fine. They have Steve Emil, they have Isaiah, they have Jonathan Mayer, they have Mike, they have Will, they have Gab. Like
Is
they're not
Gab
on
gonna
the
be there for sure?
roster, but
Because
I
he's
know
not on
they're
the
not.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but they're not going with six guys. They're most likely going to have their full roster. But yeah, they're usually their 10.
Yeah.
They are going to have JD. JD's probably going to be on this team. Like they're going to come in as subs. You know, I don't. There's no reason for them unless some of them just don't want to play this season. But I believe they're 5-on-5 team. They have a bigger
Okay.
roster, so usually the same guys. They probably
All
just
right.
didn't add the guys on when they made the team.
All right.
I'm pretty
I'm
sure
gonna
they're
go.
going
I'm
to be.
gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna call them fins up. I'm gonna say the Child Please knocks off the Braves. That's gonna be my upset special this week on the podcast.
I don't think so. I think missing James Drysdale, Guillaume, and
And
Phil
Phil.
Ferran. Phil Ferran, he's the rush. He's a DB. I think they have enough depth to be missing those three guys
I hear
and
you. I hear you. I hear
still
you.
be able to.
The Braves will be the Braves. I hear you. I just think. Listen, if you're Child Please, you gotta be one of those top teams somehow, sometime,
Yeah.
and
Well,
no
it's
better
your
time than
best. To
now.
be honest with you, it's if you're gonna take advantage of a team,
You do
take
it now.
advantage now,
That's what
right?
I'm
As we
saying,
said,
and that's
James
what I'm
Drysdale
predicting.
is still one of the top
That's
receivers.
yeah.
So
That's what
usually
I'm predicting.
he does end games. He does make a lot of plays. So for him
Mm-hmm.
not to be there, you take advantage of it, and you're missing two of their best defenders as well too. You know, so Will
There you
Power is a
go.
type of quarterback that he's been getting so much better. So he's gonna have to take
Yeah.
advantage of the fact that they are missing two of their best defenders for the Braves. So I mean it's not, I don't think it's out of their reach as winning this game. I just think
Yeah.
Braves still have the advantage in this
Yeah.
game as well. The
They have the
fact that
advantage for sure. They have the advantage for sure. I'm just saying. I think Child Please again. You're gonna do it. You got to do it sometime. I'm gonna pick them to do it. I could be wrong for sure, but we'll see what happens. Quickly before we take off here, the infantry taking on ECW again. Like I said, ECW didn't play this past summer season, so they got the rest of the big guys like Jeremy Wade, JC Furlong, those cats. How do you see this game shaking out against your former team? Pardon me, the infantry.
um, I think it's going to be a high scoring affair.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you have Kevin Wyatt on the infantry, you have Jeremy White on ECW. Um, Jeremy White, one thing I do have to say, compared to Tier Two, that Division B that they did win, in Division B you still had the rule where it was 10 yards for a first down.
Yeah.
And Tier
Different
One
format.
now it is midway, right? So its playbook
Mm-hmm.
has to look a bit different.
Yeah.
I feel like his offensive scheme does work better with the 10 yards
Yeah.
being that way.
Yeah.
I think that's one reason why they kind of struggled in 5v5.
Hmm.
One being he wasn't able to use his legs as much, and two being the first downs are 10 yards, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
ECW, it's a veteran team. They're going to have to adjust on the first down. They're going to have to realize that some of their play callings are not going to work. Those
Yeah.
3 yard hooks that he looks to run, those triple slants left, triple slants right. If those guys are not getting more than 5 6 yards, they're getting into a lot of situations where it becomes a 4th and 11 compared to getting a 4th and 1 or 4th and 2 that's manageable for
Yeah.
Jeremy. He does get to come back and start using his legs in situations, so it does help. But they're gonna have to realize they're gonna have to realize that it is harder to get a first down in 20 yards, 25 or
Yeah, for
20
sure.
versus
With the first down in Division One or Tier One being at midfield versus every 10 yards, yeah, it doesn't make a huge difference for sure.
yeah. So
Okay.
but again, I think it's gonna be a good game if EZW is able to kind of start fast and get those first downs and don't have a lot of turnovers. They can score some points,
Hmm.
but it's also there's a world where they don't do that, and it's a game where it's 50-20.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can see that, or we get into a situation where it's 40-37. I feel like it could go two ways. But I know Easy W is not a team that they don't have a defensive team. They're built on
Oh
offense,
yeah,
so I
for
think
sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
infantry is definitely going to score some points. But it's the fact is it's Easy W and they're able to get over the hump of that midfield for first down and be able to score some points too.
So
So I think it's going to be a high scoring game.
who are you predicting against the W?
I think I'm going to give infantry. I'm going to get infantry
Okay.
the
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
you.
Yeah, I think infantry. To be honest, yeah, I think infantry. They play at least a little bit of defense. ECW has proven, like you said, they're an offensive team. They struggle to get stops. You can't struggle to get stops if you're playing Kevin Wyeth, right? So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so that wraps it up for all the divisions. So we did women's, we did men's, we did 5v5, we did co-ed. So today Omar is producing our show. So Ali Reza again, he quit and he ran off to Greece. I know we had a couple of questions on Instagram that a lot of you answered. I have some on Facebook as well. So Omar, I'm going to need you for this one. I know this. So the first question we asked, who would be or who is? So this is specifically for the ladies. Who has been or who will be? I guess by the time the season's done, the best addition to one of the women's teams this summer. Pardon me, this fall, I should say. What were the responses?
I'll give it to you. I have it. Um, I'll let you know. So there's only so we have one, two, three, four, five, six. So we have a response from last season. It was Ashley Longain.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah,
interviewed her
yeah.
for my school.
Mm-hmm.
That was one. We have three people that answered Maya.
Yeah, the Fazio. Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Shout out to Maya. She's I think she like left for some Team Canada thing as well, where she was
she's
able to
doing Team
compete. She was
Canada,
like,
Team Mexico as well. She's
yeah,
doing
some
good,
DP. So
some good stuff.
she's doing her thing right here.
Yeah,
Then
good
we
kid.
have we have Phoebe.
Yeah.
Phoebe also someone said Phoebe as well. I feel like maybe the question wasn't because you're asking for the team, right? I was kind of
Yeah, that's for the team. Okay, when you have like sports, right? Like free agent additions, right? Like I'm saying, someone that hasn't played on a team before that joins a new team. Like for example, we had it this past summer season, right? Where like Jerome Homington joined the merge, or he joined not the merge, Mark Andre's other team, um, uh, uh, Shake and Bake. Thank you. There you go. So like something like that. That's how I tried to phrase the question. I'm not. I don't think it maybe didn't seem that complicated. I thought it was pretty simple, but all right, my bad.
I know it's maybe
Anyways,
it's probably sweet. We
all right.
also had Gabrielle Rico.
Okay.
She played on Monarch Spring 2025 and then McNuggies Winter 2025 as well.
Okay.
And, uh,
Nice.
and then we had the last one was Rafael Rindali. Oh, no, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm just
No, no,
I'm
it's
looking at
alright.
it here. Um,
Okay, Gabriel, yeah, Gabriel Greco, yeah, yeah, Rafael Rinaldi. Okay, nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
from Turkey.
okay,
So
okay.
those are the answers I got.
All right. Yeah, so if you're wondering why I'm laughing, it's because Omar said that there was an ad going on the FPF screen where we're talking about some of
Oh,
the ladies, and there was an ad of this. I don't know if it was Jennifer Aniston doing some kind of weird pose. Anyways, all right. I know in the Facebook group, so one of the answers was Phoebe Gervais as well. Another one was Maya DeFazio, and she got a couple of votes. So yeah, seems to be Maya and Gervais. Maya and Phoebe seem to be the top vote getters in that vote. So thank you guys, obviously at home, for answering on IG and on Facebook. And that post is there again. It's hilarious. Um, Make sure you're alone before looking at these photos. Wow, classy. All right. The other question we asked on Facebook. So this is I'm gonna give a shout out to Ashley Langin. Again, we had her on last season, and she brought this up, and I think I've thought this myself as well. Should FPF have a Rookie of the Year award? So the three options were either yes, no, or yes, but in certain divisions. So why I put that as one of the possible answers is because obviously when you're playing in, let's say, co-ed 3, or you're playing in women's C, right, or men's 6-on-6 V, sorry, F, pardon me, for example, majority of the players are rookies. So I mean, you can make the argument, yeah, maybe we should have a rookie thing, a Rookie of the Year award, but I'm thinking like, actually, it's kind of fair, but I'm thinking to put that, I mean, you want to award those really, really standout rookies. Like, you don't want to award someone that had, I don't know, 6 touchdown catches and maybe an INT. Like, you want to, those rookies who joining like a bit kind of experienced teams throughout the divisions. To answer that question, no, I did answer just yes, period, because I think you should reward. What I'm saying, you don't want to reward somebody with a low stat total. Listen, if you had 6 touchdown passes and you're leading your division, then congrats to you. You've won Rookie of the Year. I personally think that FPF a long time ago should have instituted this a Rookie of the Year award, because every year we have one of those impact rookies, no matter what division it is, that burst onto the scene, like Ashley Langer and others, who burst onto the scene and really just make an impact and they become dominant players throughout their careers.
yeah.
But a Rookie of the Year, I think, would be really cool for every
It,
single division.
it would also help to give them exposure.
Yeah,
You know,
one hundred
sometimes a
percent.
lot of
Yeah,
teams are kind of looking for the new next
no,
person, the
one
new
hundred
next
percent,
thing, right?
one hundred
And
percent.
sometimes it's kind of hard to kind of look for who and who, but you're like, oh, who's this new rookie? Who's coming in this league or who's coming in this
Yeah,
division? You look,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
you know what, maybe we can add them on our roster. You know, it's easier to exposure, get them to get into better leagues as well, better teams, so that. So I feel like that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. And it gives players something else to play for, right? It gives motivation to the
Yeah,
rookies, and
exactly.
I think it's cool.
Exactly. You're getting blown out. At least you know, all right, I'm gonna get my stats up because I'm trying to win rookie of the year. So that's
There you
definitely
go.
something
There you
to
go.
look at. I want to also give a shout out to the FPF guys that compete in FPF that are on Team Canada that are
Hmm.
actually in
Panama.
Panama. Yeah, right
In Panama,
now.
yeah.
Shout out to Jean Sebastien, Phil Fronin, Guillaume Velan, James Drysdale, Francis Sachelot,
Hmm.
AJ Gomez, and Jean Slee.
Yeah.
So shout
Shout out to
out
those
to
guys. Yep.
them. They're part of the FBF. They do their
Yep.
thing over here, and now they get to represent their country and play versus the best of the best in the world. So hopefully they do well down there and they can bring back gold. I'm not sure if it's a gold medal or they give out over there, but hopefully they bring back something, and they also could bring Canada's rankings higher for us to be able to compete in the 2028 Olympics.
There you go. Exactly. So good luck, fellas. Hopefully, you guys do your thing. I know the ladies, when they had their recent tournament in China, they brought home bronze, if I'm not mistaken. So congrats to them.
Yeah. Also, I guess. I'm sorry. Wait. I don't. We'll give a shout out to the girls as well too because they're also competing over there as well too. Um,
Okay.
I had one thing opened up, so I just literally it was the AJ that kind of popped up in my mind. Where's the roster for Team Canada?
All right. So why Quaysy's looking at that? Yeah, we're gonna have some more questions for you guys this week. We'll have on Instagram, of course, and we'll have on Facebook. So and again, if you guys have questions that you want us to ask, like I said, feel free. Like, we're here for you guys, so feel free to submit some questions that you want us to post, or just questions in general, or maybe even like some content you would like to see. Some we always encourage you guys if you want to come on to the podcast. I know when I scorekeep at different fields or from playing, people, hey, I want to come on to the podcast. That's honestly how we get most of our guests. So if you want to come on, you have something to say, feel free reach out to Quaysie or myself or to Jeff, to Bent, anybody you want to come on the podcast. Players, guys, ladies, you're more than welcome. So feel free.
So I found the list. To be honest, you every single girl plays in FPF, like
Yeah,
they are all the
yeah,
IC Cole, the
yeah,
IC Zero.
100%.
But I'm just gonna call them out. We
All
have
right.
Sarah Parker.
Yep.
We have Claire Baudrin, Alex Fontaine, Caroline Morin,
Mm-hmm.
Emma Cassin, Laura Millard,
Mm-hmm.
Leah Dervell, Colson, Laundry, Sabrina Garvis,
Yeah.
Catherine Guimont,
Sure.
Laurence Cahen, and Lauriane Boucham. Boucham, eh?
Yeah, Bushman. Yeah.
Horrible,
Yeah.
horrible I pronounce names, but shout out to shout out to all you ladies. I believe
Yeah.
it's the same roster that went to China that finished in third.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Exactly.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so now they're in Panama City, and again, all of these are it's to get us to get points. Like from what I believe, it's to get points for the
Yeah.
rankings to
Yeah. For
be
the qualifying rankings. Yeah. Yeah.
eligible.
For sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's a pretty solid roster. They did great in China. Again, now they're going to play versus more quality competition,
Mm-hmm.
more better teams. So hopefully they're able to do well down there, and again, get us our bidding into. Or I'm not sure if it's a bidding or get us our points, whatever, to be able to represent uh, the
Yeah.
Olympics
Yeah.
until 20. I believe there's only six teams that get to be in it.
That's a good question. I
I think
think
there's only six. Um, I believe it's only six. So six females, six teams in the world, six teams. I believe. How many teams? From that's what I saw.
I'm looking
Teams.
at it now.
I
Anyways,
believe it's six, which is not a lot at all. If you actually look at it.
no, considering how many countries played in the world, it's not a lot at all. Again, don't forget, it's kind of a trial run, right? Like this is the first time. Well, 2028 will be the first time. It'll be a part of the Olympic Games, right? So I think they want to start small and then do it like anything else. It's like NCAA, right? When they started the college playoffs, it was at first it was four teams, and it keeps on expanding, right? So I think it's the same thing.
So I found it.
Okay.
There will be six men's teams and six women's teams for
Hmm.
a total of 12 teams competing in the flag football event in 2028 Los Angeles
There you go.
Olympics.
Yes, you're right.
Each
16
team
for one,
will
16
have
for the other.
a 10-player roster and will be selected through following progressives managing by national federations of the Olympic Committee.
Yeah.
So that's actually, if you think about it, that's pretty insane. The fact that there's only six teams in each, six teams allowed in all over the world. Because then you have the top tier teams where you have say for men you have
Yeah.
um, like France, Canada, Mexico, Germany, all
United
these
States.
teams.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
then
Well, that's it. Like I said before, right? They're starting it off small. It's the first time it's been part of the Olympic Games. Usually, when it's something that's for the first time, you start off small and then you expand as it goes on. They want to see how popular it is. They know it's popular, which is why it got initiated as a sport, but they want to build on it. So you have six teams, 2028. Maybe 2032, you jump to 8 to 10 or maybe 12. We'll have to see, right? But yeah, six is small, but it's a starting point. It's a jump off point, right, for the game.
yeah. So hopefully people they compete well in Panama because
Yeah,
points are
hopefully,
points, right?
hopefully. But good luck to the fellas. Good luck to the ladies. Hopefully, you guys do your thing in Panama. And again, the weather's gonna be great. I'm sure the football will be even better. Enjoy
It's gonna be
yourselves and come
hot.
back with something. Yeah, it's better. It's
Panama
better
is
than what we've been
hot.
getting this past week. Panama's beautiful. Panama's beautiful. Anyways, this will do it for the latest episode of Flat Plus Football's First and Goal podcast. For our producer this week and for next week as well, the main man Omar. Thank you for everything that you did today. Patience. I know we had a little technical difficulties on my end, so that's why we started a little later than usual. So thank you for everything and making sure we had all the videos and people could hear and see both Quaysie and I. Appreciate you, man. For Quaysie, go to Maule. I'm Brent Bodkin saying tune in next week, and we will see you. And listen, college football's back. The NFL's back. Flag football fall season is in
Yeah,
full effect right now. It's good
on
times.
football.
It's good times.
Yeah,
Football, more football. There you go.
yeah. Great time to be alive.
There you go. See you guys next week. Peace.